Here we go. And it's recording. Here we go. Okay. So
Yes.
have fun, everybody, and I'll be back. And I'm just going to make you host. That
Okay.
way, we won't lose
What a
everybody.
what a good
So,
looking group. I love it.
great, right? Amazing.
Yes.
Woo.
So good.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
let's take it away. So I
Take it
am
away.
going to share my screen. Da, da, da. Let me see. Should I share my desktop? Sure, why not? Da, da, da. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of all this and open that. There, can you guys see the beginning of my presentation? Yeah,
Yes.
thumbs up. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna go to view. No, I'm gonna go to slideshow. And I'm gonna play from start. There we go. And then I'm gonna move that out of the way so that I can see what's happening. We don't need closed captions. I don't think we don't need closed captions. All right, everybody, good morning. As Natalie said, my name is Nakimbe, and today we are going to be talking about how to build your one-year marketing strategy and plan. And we're going to be covering it in two parts. The first part will have like these 6 components. We're going to talk about exactly what is a marketing strategy and plan. We're going to take a look at what is a SWOT analysis, and that means taking a look at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in your business, as well as branding. We'll take a look at the 5 Ps of marketing, how to identify your ideal target market, and then set the correct marketing objectives, and understanding the consumer experience. Then we'll take a little break. That's probably going to be around 10 after 11 or so, maybe quarter after. When we come back, we will cover part 2, which is brand recognition and generating sales, getting a competitive edge, the different marketing tools that you can use to help you with your marketing planning, and how to sort of allocate budgets for different campaigns or different channels, or what to do if you don't have any money. Relationship building and networking strategies for small business. I'm a digital marketer, and you'll find out a little bit more about that in a while. But human to human connection, relationships, conversations, and networking is really important. That should be a part of your marketing strategy. And then we'll talk about the latest marketing tools and technology that you can use to help facilitate your marketing responsibilities, and make it efficient and make it competitive, make it really good. That's basically AI right now. So what I'm going to do is, in a little bit, I'm going to start to talk about something called the 10 Commandments. That's that little graphic that's down there on the bottom right. But before we do that, and this is part of the reason I record these, because I take the chat, so I can really find out what the problems and challenges are of small businesses. And that way I get to keep my finger on the pulse of the ground of what's really happening. So I'm curious, I have 2 questions for you guys. Feel free to just, unmute yourselves, raise your hand or whatever, because there aren't that many of us. But I want to know, what is your understanding of marketing? Because marketing is a little bit different to everybody. So as many people as possible as can participate during this section. I would love to know, what is your understanding of marketing and what marketing is to you? And then once we've established what we all think marketing is, I want to know, what are some of the challenges that we face when it comes to marketing? So with that, I'm going to open up the floor. Who wants to go first and tell me, what's your understanding of marketing, or what's your definition to you? I do not know how to say your name, so please pronounce it for me.
Anbu.
Hi, morning.
Hi, good morning.
How do you pronounce your name?
Anbu Karasi, but you can
Okay.
call me as Anbu.
Anbu. Okay, Anbu. Good morning.
Good morning. Uh, for in my perspective, marketing is like targeting a specific customers and located in a specific area.
Okay, so marketing is targeting specific audiences in a specific
Yeah.
area. Okay, all right. Anybody else? Anybody else want to tell me what their definition of marketing is? Sammer, am I saying your name correctly, first of all?
Very correct. Thank
All
you.
right, okay.
Okay, so أنا for me marketing أنا I have I don't like to memorize the definition, etc., but I will explain to
Mhm.
you. I have a value proposition,
Okay.
and I want to send. I want to convey this value proposition as a message to my target audience. Okay, so they can understand what is my business and how I can whoever met this value proposition come to me and work together to uh, to set to either again to gain the product or the service, etc., and exchange
Okay.
the services. Okay.
So communicating your value proposition to the right market. That's
With the right
marketing.
messaging, the right messaging.
With the right messaging, yes, that was
Yeah.
the other piece that you said that I forgot.
Yeah.
Right. I like that. So one of the things that I always evaluate in marketing. So we're going to talk about differentiation in a little bit, but Mappdom, my company, came up with something called the marketing hierarchy of needs. And it's a scale, it's like a pyramid, and it basically lets people know at what level they are in terms of their marketing based on their language. And so I can tell with you, because you're using terms like value proposition, and you're already talking about messaging, not just audience, that you have like a higher level of marketing sophistication, awareness, and knowledge, just based on you using the word value proposition, because most people don't even know what that is. And marketing is basically, which we'll see in the next slide, it's, getting your message out there. So if you don't know what you offer, the value, why people should do business with you and not your competitors, that's what your value proposition is. If you don't even know what that is, and you don't know how to communicate that message properly, because you as a business owner, you might know, oh my gosh, everybody under the sun should be using my product and doing business with me. You know that, but are you very good or clear at conveying that in a convincing way to your target demographic or your target market that gets them to buy? So it's very, very important. Those are really good points that you mentioned, having your value proposition, having the right message, and targeting it towards the right audience. So that's a really great summary of it. I think we have somebody who might have said something in the chat. Let me check. Marketing, this is Dunya. Oh, we got some. Okay, I didn't check the chat before. Marketing is letting people know about your product, repeated exposure, absolutely, to your product to get them familiar and well known. Yeah, that's kind of known as brand marketing, just beating the same message over and over and over again into people's heads until they just associate that with you. And even though they may not be ready to buy at the exact time that they see your messaging, if you keep repeating that message and pounding it away, when the time comes, you'll become first of mind, right? You'll become the first choice. And if you do that often enough, your pipeline will always be full, that it bing, 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 at every moment, everyone's like, someone's buying, remembering something that you marketed in the past before. So great answer, Danya. Juliana says marketing is the engine that drives a company's growth. Yep, I absolutely agree. It allows you to attract and connect your customers. Exactly. I worked for the Toronto Sun. No, before I worked for the Toronto Sun, I worked for the Scarborough Mirror with Metroland Media there in Toronto. And they had a poster that said, not advertising your business is like flexing your muscles in the dark. And I love that. Like that was such a motivating and inspirational message because I was selling newspaper ad space or something like that. But whenever people are like, I don't want to spend any money on advertising, how is anybody supposed to know about your business? I mean, unless you're just going to do it purely word of mouth, but that is still a form of advertising. So that is great. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to answer those questions. And now I want to know, so what are the challenges? So we just talked about the value proposition, targeting the right message to the right audience. Well, that sounds easy enough. What's the problem? What problem do people face when it comes to marketing? Who wants to let me know? Anybody? Sammer.
Oh, okay. The challenge is how to get access to our target audience in the right place and the right context to deliver my message. For example, if I'm targeting, let's say, startups, okay, I may select to go to incubator and accelerator and send my message. But it's not it's not very clear for each and every business and offering.
That's true.
So this
So
is
the
my is really to understand really to know exactly how to reach them and tailor and customize the message depend on the context. Yes.
Okay, so what I'm hearing in summary is like where to find them. Basically, it's where to find them, right? Because once you find them, you can find a way to
Yeah,
give them the message.
exactly.
But the first thing is, because you're talking about startups, it's very true. There are some businesses that are B2B, right? So like posting on Instagram and TikTok is not going to work. But if you are a millennial or Gen Z, and maybe you have a product, then maybe TikTok might be for you. So it is a matter of finding out who your ideal target audience is, where they hang out, and then having your message show up there in a way that it's called a pattern interrupt, meaning the marketplace, the digital world, especially right now, is so noisy that if you don't have something that captures their attention, you just kind of fade into the background. You just sort of become white noise, and you're spending all of your time and money and energy and thoughts doing videos or graphic designs or writing blogs or all of this stuff to try to get attention. But everyone's trying to do the same thing. So you have to find a way to differentiate yourself, which we will talk about in a few slides. You have to find a way to differentiate yourself so that you can pierce through that noise and, get the attention of your target market and do it in a way that is budget friendly. We will be talking about marketing because if you have a cool 7 million, you can get a 30-second spot during the Super Bowl. But if you don't have a cool 7 mil, right? What are you going to do? All right. And then Syed, you raised your hand. What are some of the challenges you face when it comes to marketing?
Yes, from my own experience and knowledge, I think it would be keeping up with the consumer behavior. It's changing. And because you have to study that at the initial stages when you're doing market research and launching your product or services. So identifying that, firstly, when you're going in a new location, that's also challenging, and then keeping up with it. The second part is it's mostly for a new entrepreneur, for a new investor, is the budget. Marketing requires budget and spending. You cannot ignore that and say that I'm not going to do advertisements or marketing, but you have to invest on that. Then you will have ROI for your product.
Yeah. You know what? And even if you don't have money in the beginning, you're going to have to invest your time. Like if you can't hire or afford a marketing agency to do it, you're going to have to do it. If you don't have the money to pay a graphic designer, you're going to have to learn Canva. If you don't have money to hire a videographer or someone just to edit your videos, you're going to have to learn how to do it. So you're right. And then also you said keeping up with the changes of the consumer market. You're right. You will do your initial research and you find out that they're here, but then some new thing pops up and everything like switches. And so that's why it's important. That's why in business, it's important to work a little bit of flexibility into your business and have a little wiggle room, because sometimes you may have to pivot, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then Danya said Danya said that marketing budget was also a challenge. So with that, I'm going to go on to the next slide. One of the things that I mentioned earlier was the importance of differentiating yourself in the market, finding out what your competitive advantage is, taking a look at who your competitors are, doing your SWOT analysis to see what are your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and what are their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right? So once you, like we were saying earlier, once you do your research, you're able to position your business, say, look, I know that there's this car company and there's my car company, but you should buy cars from us because we'll give you free maintenance for a year or whatever. Whatever your business is, you need to find out what your differentiator is so you can stand out in the market. I say that to say, when any client works with me, one of the things that I like to do is I like to position them as a thought leader. I don't care if you're selling an e-commerce brand or if you're a consultant or you sell marketing services. It doesn't matter. I talked about breaking through the noise. And if you just say, oh, this is my business, nobody cares. So because I have my MBA, my Master of Business Administration in Marketing, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship, I didn't enter business the way everybody else does. Oh, let me get a URL from GoDaddy and then put up a thing and now I'm in business. No, I was born before the internet, and so I understand, what it really takes to like build a business. And you want to position yourself as a thought leader, because then you're not just offering a commodity. You're somebody who people will want to interview on podcasts, or they might want you to be a guest blogger, or you can submit to an article, or you can be on a radio show, or you can get speaking gigs. It doesn't have to be something big, but if you position yourself as a thought leader, if you position yourself as a trailblazer in your industry, and again, it doesn't matter what your business is. There was a lady in one of these cohorts, and she just had different flavor hot sauce that matched your personality, right? That's something that's very unique that she can talk about. So anyway, I'm telling you all of this because to explain this slide here, I have a marketing company. Who cares? Like when I came into the market, oh, my friend can do a website. I can do SEO. I can do my own social media posting. I don't want to pay you any money, right? That was some of the challenges that I was up against when I first launched my business. And I was like, well, I know better. I need to be a thought leader. I need to position myself differently. So what I did was I took a look at the process that I use with every single business, because I worked in multiple industries from startup to, Fortune 500 companies. Everybody is different. Everybody has a different need or goal. I cannot go into every business and basically start from scratch. I need to have, just like a house, I need to have a foundation. I need to have some frameworks and some structures in place. And then I'm able to add on to that to like have a custom designed house or custom designed business. So what I did in my business, I said, hey, you can go do business with them, but we actually have a process. And I actually landed a $70,000 gig doing this exact thing. They said, what's your marketing process? Most people don't have a marketing process. They're like, oh, well, we're going to post on social media and we're going to do this. That doesn't work. I tell them, when you do business with Mappdom, we're going to take 12 steps. The first one is I'm going to get to know you and your business, the services and products that you offer. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at your competitors and see what they offer to see how it's better or different or worse than yours. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at your differentiators, your competitive advantage, why someone should choose business with you as opposed to your competitor. Once I do that, then we're going to look at and we're going to hone in on who your ideal target audience is. If you're selling dolls, you might want to sell dolls to a school, dolls to a psychotherapist, dolls to parents, and what I don't know, right? But the point is, you can't just go around saying, oh, we sell dolls, we sell dolls, we sell dolls. That is not breaking through the noise like I told you earlier. So you have to have a specific campaign towards psychotherapists saying, hey, use dolls in your practice to help children feel more comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. Then you have another campaign marketing that same doll, but it's to school teachers. And you're like, hey, school teachers, do you want to help your kids get along better? Why not buy these dolls and have them in your classroom and let them play with the dolls? And then for Christmas or birthdays or whatever, it's the same doll, but now you have a campaign that's like, hey, do you want to be your kid's favorite parent? Do you want to be the best grandparent on the planet? Why not get this doll for them? So as you can see, I'm marketing a doll, but I have specific campaigns geared towards specific audience segments. So that's what this commandment number 4 is here. Honor thy audience segments in every single way. And then the other ones are just like, be thou not general, or surely your business will fall ill. Number 6 down here is don't commit like off the cuff marketing, be targeted, use skill. Number 7 here is market smartly and only where it makes good sense. So again, if your business is B2B, if you're trying to attract executives or decision makers, but you hear that, this TikTok dance is the latest thing that gets your video viral, you might be conflicted. Well, should I be on LinkedIn or should I be on TikTok? So Number 7 here is like market smartly and only where it makes good sense. Number 8 is monitor thy results. You have to do testing and be dense. Oh, I got some balloons. That's so cool. Thank you. Number 9 is thou shalt not rely on one marketing strategy, because you often want to test 2 different marketing strategies to see which one performs best. And then you want to optimize and maximize the one that's working best. But if you're only on one channel or one campaign, you have nothing to test it against. And then after all that is done, and you've gained all of your knowledge about yourself, your competitors, your audience, your competitive advantage, where you should market, blah, 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 then you can move into paid ads. So again, this is very unique to Mappdom, and I call this the 10 Commandments of Marketing. It's very catchy, right? Everybody can understand, oh, the 10 Commandments of Marketing, because they can relate it to, the 10 Commandments in real life. And it's catchy, it all rhymes. So know thy business, and to thy business be true. Know thy competitors' ways, and you'll never be blue. Shine thy light on what makes thou great. Honor thou audience in every single way. Be thou not general, or surely your business will fall ill. Number 7, commit not off the cuff marketing. Be targeted, use skill. Number 7, market smartly and only where it makes good sense. Number 8, monitor thy results. Do testing. Be dense. That means don't be shallow. Number 9, thou shalt not rely solely on one marketing strategy. And number 10 is thou shalt move to paid ads only after testing organically. So I just like to start every presentation with this, because we're going to cover a lot of stuff. And if you don't remember anything else, take a screenshot of this. This will act as your North Star. You can always come back to this on your entrepreneurial journey. If ever you're lost, you're like, okay, what are the 12 commandments of marketing? I have to know my business. What are my services? What are my products? Okay, what's the next thing I have to do? I have to look at my competitors. What do they do? What's their website like? What's their prices like? What's their customer service like? Blah, blah, blah. How good are their ingredients? How good is their customer service? Like, just look at my competitors. Then I have to take a look at, well, what do I do better than my competitors? And then, right? So no matter where you are in your entrepreneurial journey, whenever you're marketing, you can come back to the 10 Commandments, and it's going to help you get back on the path. So again, for me, you know how many people, this is unique in the marketplace. Nobody else is talking about this. Everyone else like, oh, I'm a digital marketer. I have a digital marketing company. You should do business with me. Why? What makes you different? What makes you special? But like I said, because I have corporate experience and because I have my Master of Business Administration, I knew that I needed to do this process. This is the process that I do with every company. And I just decided to make it my own. So I get lots of requests to be on interviews or write blogs about this one thing, and it can basically carry my entire career. So you want to make sure, the point of all that long talking was to let you know, no matter what your business is, you have to find your competitive advantage, set yourself up as a thought leader or a leader in the industry so that you can get attention and break through the noise. Otherwise, you are going to have a lot of headaches and heartache, spend a lot of time, energy, and possibly money on doing things that don't work. This is the process that I go through with every single company. I've helped 4 companies make $3.85 billion with branding and acquisitions and exit strategies in a 4-year period of time. So you want to follow this formula. It will lead you to success. Now, that's the whole beginning. Yay, yay, done. Okay, so we're going to have interactive opportunities. I'm going to ask you for your opinion. We're going to apply these things to your business. I believe you will have gotten some handouts from Natalie. We don't have practice sheets. We used to, but we don't really do that anymore because there's so much to cover. We don't have a lot of time. And of course, if there's any Q&As, you can go ahead and ask me. We're not going to really take any polls. And Boo, I'm going to get to you in 1 second.
Yeah.
And then I think we're going to spend about 7 to 10 minutes per topic, and with, a few minutes for question and answers after each of those topics. So I told you we'll do 6, we'll take a break, and then we'll do another 6. And with that, Anbu, I'll take your question and then we'll dive into it as if we haven't already.
Just to know, we will be having a copy of the presentation, isn't it? This
Well,
presentation.
I always record it because yeah, sure. I don't have a problem with you guys having a copy of the presentation at all. And again, here's a little tip. Okay, here's a quick tip. Video is everything. I have a program called the SOLD system, SOLD, which stands for Strategic Organic Leads on Demand. I created this program because most entrepreneurs don't have money when they start marketing their business. So I tell people there are 11 to 12 different channels from which you can get high quality leads if you know how to maximize and optimize each channel and get it going. And then you add the second and the third, and that creates synergy and momentum in your business. The 12 places, and I'm going to tell you what this has to do with your question in a second. The 12 places for you to get free leads are video marketing, local marketing, mobile marketing. That's like QR codes, SMS messages, stuff like that. So video marketing, local marketing, mobile marketing, social media marketing is obviously free, right? Video, local, social, mobile. And then you look at your analytics, go to your Google page, find out what pages people go to the most, what search terms they're using to get to your page, their demographics. Are they men? Are they women? Are they on a laptop, a desktop, a phone? So you can start to get some data around who you should target, right? So once you can get free leads to your business just by better understanding your analytics. You can get free leads by getting market share, so going after your competitors' market. Blah, blah, blah. There are 4 other ones. But I'm telling you that because video is the most important. I videotape everything, right? You can videotape your product. You can have somebody interview you. You can do question and answer about your product. You can do a day in the life. You can make so many videos about your product. If you don't want to be in the video, you can do a PowerPoint presentation and make it into a video. If you don't like to do that, you can go on Canva and get pictures and turn pictures into a video. Video is the most important way you can market your business right now, which again is why I record everything I do, because I never know when I'm going to drop a gem. And I'm like, oh, what did I say? You know what I mean? You can also take your videos and you can have them transcribed. So if somebody's interviewing you, or even if you're talking to yourself and answering those 12 questions, well, what is my business about? And why is it important to me? And what are my services and my products? It gets you out of your head, and it's less cerebral. It's more conversational, and it's going to pull out some real gems. And then you can take that content and have it written out. So you transcribe your video. And now you've got all sorts of content to put on your social media, to make quote cards, to put on YouTube, LinkedIn, right? For me, it all starts with video. All starts with video. So that's why I recorded this. And yes, you will get a copy if you want to.
Thank
So no problem. So the principles we're going to talk about today. Oh, there's somebody who said something in the chat. Let me see. Content marketing is absolutely free. Yep. And that's what I do all day long until you become profitable enough to invest in paid ads. The reason that that's the 10th commandment, the last thing that you should do, is because, again, in my business, I work with a lot of small businesses, and sometimes they like, oh, I have no leads, I have no money, let me take out some ads, let me boost this Facebook post. And if they haven't done the research ahead of time, they end up blowing through their budget, or it doesn't work, and then they feel dejected. And it's like none of that would have happened if you had just taken the time to invest and do your research and plan things properly. So I want you to know that these 10 commandments are universal, just like, universal physical properties of life. In the universe, there are certain principles. So they will work across any industry. We've got media here. We've got leadership consulting. We've got financial software, affiliate marketing. That's really cool. Performance-based marketing strategy. That's cool. Let's design. So packages with interior design. That's cool. Jewelry. I mentioned before we had someone who did spices, saffron, flavored hot sauce that matched your personality, right? So it fits across all of these things. Import, export with demand. So that's going to be relationship building, probably more so on LinkedIn or trade shows, more so than, social media. Painting services, okay. Peanut butter with different natural flavors, that's really cool. And hand embroidered clothing accessories. So again, everyone can use those 10 commandments. Who are you? What do you offer? What do you do? Who are your competitors? What do they do? How are they better? How are they worse? What makes you better? Why should people do business with you? Choose you as a consultant, use your affiliate software, choose your clothing. Why should people, is it environmentally friendly clothes? Like, why? You know what I mean? Just follow those 10 commandments. It works across all industries. All righty. So a little bit about me. I'm an award-winning graduate from the University of Toronto. I have my MBA, as I mentioned. I'm a project management professional. I have over 22 years of senior leadership experience in both the private and public sector. I've worked internationally with all levels of entrepreneurs, from startup to large blue chip Fortune 500 companies. I'm an empowered life specialist, meaning I can work with people to help them have an empowered life. I'm an executive coach, motivational speaker, author, publisher, writer, and teacher. All right, so let's get into it. Well, we already covered this part. What is marketing? One of the formal definitions of marketing is that it's the process of getting people interested in your company's services or products. And this happens through market research, which somebody mentioned earlier, which is really impressive because, again, like I said, back in the day before the internet, you had to, if you needed a business, you needed money to start your business, you had to go to the bank, and the bank wanted a business plan, right? Now you want a business, you go on Amazon. You like, I'm going to go to GoDaddy. Business. No, it doesn't work that way. The very first thing you need to do in business is market research, right? Analysis, that's all part of marketing. Understanding your ideal customer's interests, as I mentioned with the 10 commandments. Marketing, and this is something people may not be aware of. Marketing pertains to all aspects of your business. So product development, the packaging, the website, the messaging, the tone, the colors, how people answer the phone, what your truck looks like, what your customer service is like, right? If any of those things are out of sync, then people psychologically will develop a mistrust, and it increases their resistance to buying. So I want to take just one quick second to just have a quick 30-second conversation on the difference between sales and marketing. Oh, let me go back there. So some people think that sales and marketing are the same thing, and they are not. When you work in larger corporations, there is a marketing department and a sales department. So marketing, like I said, is the process of getting attention for your business, whereas sales focuses on working directly with the prospects. Those are the leads that you brought into your business to get them to convert. Like, well, I said, marketing focuses on sparking interest. So it's not like, and first of all, another thing I want you to know is that people really need to see your business 8 to 12 times. And now I think it's probably up to 15 times. People need to see your business at least 15 times before they really even start to notice you or pay attention to you. That's why earlier we were talking about just marketing as being conveying the same message over and over again, right? So that's marketing, getting attention for your business. I've had people, not with me, but in radio, for example, where they buy some, 10 ad spots on a radio station and they get upset because nobody called. Well, that may not have been enough exposure. Maybe it was like too short a period of time. Maybe the radio station didn't play the ad at the right time or frequently enough, whatever. But there are businesses that say, oh, I posted on social media, I posted on LinkedIn, I did this, I did that, and I didn't get any business. Marketing, again, just brings in the leads. You should put them in like an email funnel, or get their, like I said, mobile marketing is one of the free tactics to get leads. Get their phone numbers and send them SMS messages. You have to follow up with them. I'm sure you guys have done the same thing. I will see an ad on Facebook or Instagram, like, oh, I'm interested in that. I put in my name and my email address and my phone number. And then they call and I'm like, yeah, it's not a good time. I'm not interested. And then, I get distracted with something else and I move on. It wasn't that important. That's the difference between a lead. A lead is just someone who shows interest in your business. I don't become a prospect until I've engaged with someone in the business. And now I'm starting to show, well, yeah, now I'm doing some research and some decision making. I'm weighing the pros and cons, right? That's a prospect. And then you want to convert that prospect to an actual customer. So don't ever think just because you're marketing that you're going to get sales. Sales is the conversation, it's the communication, it's the follow-up, it's the overcoming objections, it's all of that. So don't ever think that just because you're marketing, you're supposed to get instant sales. It does not work like that. Some people will tell you it does, but they're lying, or no, they're not lying. Sorry, they're not giving you the full story. They're not telling you that they have setters on the back end or closers on the back end. They're not telling you that they have a sales team of 12 to deal with those. All they're doing is like, oh, we got all these leads and we made $8.2 million. It wasn't that easy. There's other stuff that's going on in the background. So I hope I've been able to convey to you guys the importance of having a strategy and not just jumping into business. A goal without a plan is just a wish. And that's like when people have ideas. I mean, you guys are all business people or people who are taking actual action to move your business forward. I'm sure you know people who sit around, oh, I have an idea. Oh, we should do this. I should do business. Oh, I'm going to invent this. And all they do is talk. That's what you're talking about is never going to happen unless you take action. How are you going to invent that? How is that idea going to work? What are some of the obstacles that you're going to run into? So a goal without a plan is just a wish, right? So what's a strategy? A strategy is a careful plan or method for achieving a particular goal, usually over a long period of time. So you kind of want to work backwards. And later on in the presentation, we'll talk about the different kinds of goals you can set. I'll give you a sneak peek preview. You can set goals for branding. Maybe you don't necessarily want to make sales. Like somebody actually messaged me the other day. She's like, oh, I really like your social media. Contact me if you want to get more conversions. And I was like, you don't even know what's going on in my business. How can you send me a random message saying, oh, I can help you get more conversions when you have no idea how well my stuff is converting? But it made me laugh because I wasn't posting to get sales. I was just posting to show somebody, like if you guys follow me on LinkedIn, you'll see. I was just posting videos of strategy sessions that I had with clients. I'm not trying to make a sale. I'm trying to establish authority and credibility and demonstration, showing people what it's like to do business with me and what I talk about. So she misunderstood my purpose in posting. So you have to know what your goal is. Sometimes your goal is just for branding. Sometimes your goal is to generate leads. Sometimes your goal is to elicit consumer feedback. Sometimes your goal is to actually make sales. Sometimes your goal is to develop a loyalty program for your existing clients, right? I worked with Mayfair tennis clubs there in Toronto, and they couldn't grow because their parking lot was so small. They couldn't, advertising more people to come to their gym would have just been a bigger problem. So what they wanted to do, they wanted to market their internal services and products to their existing members. So they would be like, hey, get extra tennis lessons, or why don't you book a massage, or why don't you book our facility for an event? So they were trying to find other ways to make money, or they would say things like, hey, you just had a really good tennis session. Why not book physio or acupuncture, right? Those services all cost money. You could do your hair, you could do your nails. So their goal is different. They are still trying to generate revenue, but it's internally. So again, your strategy is like, what are you trying to accomplish and by when? Yeah, anyway, that's about it. That's why it's important to have a plan so you can basically work backwards. A plan is important because it's the foundation that you follow. Like I said, it's the roadmap. Yeah, I mean, I think in January of 2023, I had a goal to grow Mappdom's YouTube channel because I had 46 subscribers and I wasn't taking the channel very seriously. I just wanted to have like a presence. But then again, through research, I understood that even high-level executives go to YouTube for research. It's the second most popular search engine, right? So again, I want to get executives. I don't really want to get the startups because they don't often have enough money to pay me, but I like to go and do consulting for executives. And so we wanted to grow our YouTube channel. Plus YouTube, if you have 1,000 followers, and you can accumulate 4,000 hours of watch time within 12 months, YouTube will start paying you. So they'll start running ads on your channel if you want. And anytime someone clicks on those ads, you make money. So it's an additional revenue stream for us. So I thought, okay, well, I know video is it. YouTube is, blah, blah, blah. The videos are evergreen, whereas sometimes when you post on TikTok, people see it for the day and then they don't really ever see it again. So those were strategic decisions we made, even in terms of which channel are we going to grow? Are we going to grow Instagram? Are we going to grow TikTok? We had to look at who we're going after. And then, like the 10 Commandments say, it made sense for us to be on LinkedIn more, the type of content. And I'm going to put my stuff in the chat after, but if you guys just want to learn a little bit about marketing, feel free to follow me on Mappdom. But you'll see that the content on my Instagram is completely different than the content that's on Facebook. Not completely different, but I don't post personal stuff on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I'm more strategic. I'm like, look at us. We're a fancy consulting company. These are our results. Whereas on Instagram, nobody wants to see that, right? So you have to have a plan. And in January of 2023, we had a plan to grow our YouTube channel. We had 46 subscribers. At the end of December 2023, we had like 1,100. So our growth year over year, that's what companies like to know. They want to make sure you're growing. So as an executive, you have to go to as a chief marketing officer, I have to go to the chief executive officer and show, yeah, we've had, X amount of year over year growth. We've grown by 10% in this area. Like executives like to know that kind of thing. So I'm very proud to say that, Mappdom, year over year growth, we had a 1,200% growth increase from 47 to 1,100. And that was not going to happen by accident. Oh, I just want to post on YouTube. No, I had to make a commitment to post every day. I had to know how many videos to post a day. I had to know how long those videos should be. I had to know what kind of videos convert. I had to know what to say in the beginning of your video. There's something called a hook. You want to grab your audience's attention in the first 3 to 5 to 7 seconds max, or you're going to lose them. So that's why I say, again, with the 10 Commandments, you don't just do marketing. Oh, I'm going to post videos. I'm going to, you have to be strategic about it. How many videos, what times of day? That also matters when your audience is on. If you're posting at 7 a.m., but your people aren't online till 7 p.m., YouTube is going to show people who are online at 7 p.m. stuff that was posted fresh, right? So all of these things that you have to know. Anyway, the point of that long rant is to let you know that you have to have a plan or you're going to be wasting your time. So who here has a marketing plan or has ever thought about having a marketing plan? Anybody? Sometimes they're like robust, 25 pages long. Sometimes it's just an 8.5 by 11 one-sheeter. Samer. Oh, you might be on mute.
Uh,
I can hear you now.
yeah. First, the button, I'm just trying a new feature in Zoom, which has automatic reaction. So I don't know.
Oh, cool. I like it. I like
Yeah.
it.
So it's your hand reaction. It's something like I think they put
Oh,
button something else.
okay, no
Anyway,
problem.
this is the explanation of the button. And for me, yes, I absolutely marketing for me important as I said, and I need, for example, meanwhile I'm launching my business. For example, I can build a client base by doing a content and speak to them. Even will refine my offering as well. And there's a good point to get in touch with the people and see their feedback. So yes, I do want to will have a marketing plan and strategic marketing plan for 1 year, absolutely. But this is I can build the framework and could be changed anytime, depend
Oh
on
yeah,
my
yeah,
reaction.
yeah. The market changes, the audience changes, technology changes. I mean,
Exactly.
business is always dynamic. So yeah, if you guys don't have a marketing plan, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Just pick 1 or 2 things. Like maybe you want to focus on content marketing. I know for us, We want to grow our email list. So it's like, okay, if you want to grow your email list, you have to have a lead generation campaign. So if you're going to have a lead generation campaign and you want to collect people's information, you have to give them something of value in exchange for their email address. So you have to plan, well, what am I going to give away? What's the lead magnet? What's the sample product? What's the test trial? What is it? And then you can't just on your own decide, oh, let's give away a report on this, right? Or let's give a free trial of this. It's like, well, what do the people want? What would be a value of them? So like I said, you have to figure out where you want to go and just reverse engineer it or work backwards. So moving on, again, the 10 commandments, know thy business and thy business be true, know thy competitors' ways, and you'll always be blue. And I made it in that old Roman language on purpose to make it stand out. Some people get thrown off by the thou and the thee, and it's just marketing. I'm just differentiating myself because nobody talks like that. So anyway, the 10 commandments, know thy business and thy business be true, know thy competitors' ways, and you'll never be blue. Shine thy light on what makes thou great. And then the other one is honor thou audience segments in every single way. I know the first 10 commandments off the back of my hand. The other ones I have to I have to consciously think about. But the first two, know thy business and thy business be true, know thy competitors' ways, and you'll never be blue. When you look at your business, ask yourself, what are your strengths? Are you good at, service or delivery, or do you help your people get results, or with the accessories or the clothing? Is it unique? Is it special? Is it like, what is the strength? Is it custom designed? Is it handcrafted? Like, what is your strength? If it's import and export, is it that you have speedy delivery? Is it you have the lowest prices? Like, what is the strength of your business? And then you have to be honest and you have to sort of examine what are the weaknesses of your business. And I would advise you here to not only rely on what you consider your weaknesses, ask people around you. This is my business. Ask them, what do you think my strengths are? What do you think my weaknesses are? Don't just rely on what you think because you're biased and you don't have the same objective as a normal consumer would. So you want to have somebody who's removed from the business and you're going to remove your emotion out of it, because this feedback is important. This feedback will feed into your financials. Just look at it that way. Your feedback will feed into your financials. Don't worry about your hurt feelings. You need to know your strengths. You need to know your weaknesses. And then you want to look for opportunities. Like, where else in the market can I make some money or have a fringe offering? Or, for example, companies do this all the time. I'll give you an example. Restaurants and food companies, you'll notice that they'll have their staple menu items that don't change, but then they will offer new products and take advantage of opportunities to help build them. So for example, McDonald's used to be McDonald's, right? And then cafes and Starbucks and all this stuff started coming around, and then McDonald's started having like McDonald's McCafe, right? I use food because it's one of the trendiest ones that takes advantage of opportunities. When people started becoming more health conscious, right? Restaurants started offering, what's it called? Like more healthy choices, healthy meals. They started putting calories on stuff because, oh, look at us, like we have a low calorie menu, right? So they're taking advantage of, see what it says there, elements in a company's external environment that allow it to formulate and implement strategies to increase profitability. Product like Coca-Cola just used to be Coke all the time, and then they started to do cherry Coke and vanilla Coke and Diet Coke and Coke Zero, and now they're able to not just have these two, but now they have different products that all bring in money, right? And another opportunity is when veganism became on the rise, a lot of companies, a lot of restaurants started offering a vegan menu. So those are all, again, it's sitting back and taking the time to do the research, right? And examining the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And I'll give you one more example of an opportunity. There was a lady and she was opening up a wine bar So that's alcohol related. She had her degree in chemistry or PhD in chemistry or something like that. And she wanted to have this specialty kind of wine. And then COVID hit. So she was just about to open up all these locations all over the US. And then COVID hit, and that just like kiboshed her entire plan. But then she's like, ding, I am a chemist. I understand alcohol. There's COVID. They need with the antibacterial stuff, right? So all she did was switch her formula, and then she started making hand sanitizer and cleaned up, right? And so you have to be able to sit back and take a 50,000-foot view of your business so that you can, they say you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. I don't know if anybody's heard that statement or sentence before. You cannot see the picture when you're in the frame. You have to step back. And that's what you have to do sometimes in your business so that you will allow yourself to see opportunities that if you're too close to it, you won't be able to see. And then also you have to look at what are some of the threats and how do you pivot? So again, with my MBA focusing on marketing, innovation, and entrepreneurship, a huge part of it was innovation. How do you stay relevant? How do you offer new products? How do you go after new market segments? How do you go after new places in the world? What are the opportunities? But you also have to look at the threats. What if there are regulation changes, right? And you have a food business, how does that impact you? Right? Or licensing, for example. What if manufacturing, import, export tariff taxes change? How does that impact your business? Mappdom actually stands for mobile. The M stands for mobile, and the app stands for application, and the DOM stands for domination. So my company at first was mobile application domination because we used to sell mobile apps to small businesses. But then small businesses were like, well, we don't have $2,500 or $3,500 for an app. We don't know what we would use an app for. We're not that big. But I was coming from corporate. I'm like, social media is not working the way it used to. You really want to be able to like insulate your market with an app and have that intimate contact, communication, and experience with them rather than just being out on social media in the wild, wild west, right? And so that could have been a threat to my business, but I was just like, okay, well, if you guys don't want mobile apps, I know how to do marketing and social media marketing, and that's what you guys want, that's what I'll do, right? That's a small example. A bigger example of when I was offering mobile apps, if any of you know about the language that apps and websites are made on, it's JavaScript or blah, blah, blah. When security measures increased, the Apple Store said, hey, look, we're not taking mobile apps from developers that are made with this language because it's not, I mean, I might be saying it incorrectly, but basically any mobile app that's made with this coding, we're not accepting it into the App Store anymore because it has security breaches that we don't want to expose our users to. So all of a sudden, and it was a very inexpensive code, right? It was really easy to make an app for $100 and go sell it for $2,500, right? But they're like, nope, we're not taking those kind of apps anymore. So like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? My whole mobile application development business was just completely squashed. Otherwise, I would have had to pay more money to fancier developers to cover the cost, and that would have cut into my profit, and I wouldn't make any money. I'd break even if not lose. So that was a real threat, but I was able to pivot. So that's all I'm going to talk about here. I'm not going to ask anyone to do a SWOT analysis because it takes time, but the next slide is going to encourage you with the handouts that you get to take time to do your own SWOT analysis. Analyze what are your business's strengths, weaknesses, ask other people as well, what opportunities for different product development or new market segments can you possibly get into the future? So you're diversifying your revenue stream and not just relying on one thing that could change at any time, right? Multiple streams of income. That's the deal here. And then take a look at the threats. Well, if my business relies on Facebook, but they shut down my Facebook account, what am I going to do? If my business relies on getting leads from Google ads and they stop showing my ads because I'm not bidding high enough, what am I going to do? These are real things that have happened to real businesses. So it's important to do this analysis. this is what's going to differentiate you from like an amateur marketer to a more professional marketer. Again, professionals do the research, we do the SWOT analysis, we do, we look at our analytics, we do all of those serious data-driven things. We're just like, oh, I like the color blue, and this is going to be my logo. I'm in business. It doesn't work that way. Do a SWOT analysis. All right. Now, let me know. They're doing some landscaping outside. So if you guys can't hear me, put up your hand and I'll shut the window. So now we're gonna I'm gonna shut it anyway. Hold on. It's distracting me. Hold on. Oh, oh. Hey there, guys. Now, I told you we were going to cover a lot, and I know that I talk fast. I'm more like a New Yorker, so I know that I talk fast. I apologize. It's just that there's a lot to cover, and I get very excited and passionate about it. But you
It's
guys
fine.
will get access to the recording so that you can take a look at it. So anyway, we covering the 10 Commandments. Know thy business and thy business be true. Know thy competitors' ways, and you'll never be blue. Shine thy light on what makes thou great. So now you're starting to get into who your business is, its identity, what's your vision, what are your values, your value proposition, as Samar was saying earlier, your differentiation, your commitment to people. So it's kind of like, I worked with a lady the other day, and she's got some platform where people it's like an online marketplace, like Amazon, basically, but it's for all health and wellness products. And so her principles are that she's not going to have any product on that platform with people that have chemicals or stuff like that in their product. And that is a differentiator for her. It's also her commitment, like you can see there. It's a part of her values. And if she didn't have those things in place first, which is an important part of creating your brand, then she might get swayed by the money, right? And if people are on the platform, or if people are loyal or buying because of her commitment to environmentalism or animal rights or whatever, she would be contradicting her own brand, and that will cause you to lose a lot of customers. So branding is important. It's your identity, it's your language. That's all I'm going to say about it right now. So with branding, we're going to talk about what is branding, the different elements of your brand, how do you develop your brand, and the importance of your brand story. So branding is the process of creating a strong, positive perception of a company and their service or products in the customer's mind by combining elements of logo, design, mission statement, and having a consistent theme through all of your marketing communications. It says effective branding helps companies differentiate themselves from their competitors and build a loyal customer base, which I think I kind of alluded to before. One of the things that may not strike you, that may not jump out at you, is having a mission statement. So again, I said, like, I'm 51, right? So I've been wanting to do a business since I was like, I don't know, 19 or 20. So they're really like the internet came out, but there was no GoDaddy and stuff like that. So like I said, if you wanted to get money for your business, you had to go to a bank and you had to give them a business plan. And people don't do that so much anymore. I think you guys may or may not do it in this program. I'm not sure. But every good business plan, the first two things they ask you to work on is your mission statement and your vision statement, right? And you'll find some of the older or more established companies, they have things like guiding principles. They have things like their values, because in every large corporation that I've worked in, what they say is your internal culture, whatever it is you build your business on, is what's going to permeate out into the marketplace. And that's what attracts your ideal audience. So again, just go, and I'm being facetious when I talk about GoDaddy. When I say that, go and just get your URL and, oh, now I'm in business. I have an Amazon shop. I have an Etsy store. I'm on Shopify. There's so much more to effective business than just those surface things. There was a survey that said 87% of consumers said that consistent branding, both online and offline, was important to their experience. And that's not something to take lightly. What I mean, like so I talked about mobile apps before. One of the guys that I worked with, they had a nice fancy restaurant website. And then they're like, oh, well, I don't need to get a mobile app from you because I can just, go online and design one myself with this free software. And he did, and the app was horrible. So you have this nice restaurant experience, this nice website, and then you get this mobile app that looks like somebody in grade 3 did it. And it's just like, oh, it's not a really good experience, right? You also don't want to have a business, like let's say you have an insurance company or I don't know, an airline, and you have all these pictures. Yeah, we have the best customer service and we'll take care of you and do business with us. And they're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like such a great business. Let me just give them a call. And the person on the line is rude. That is not a good message. So again, it's more than just your branding and the aesthetics. It's about the deeper emotion and what I like to call, the DNA of your business. I'm going to just check. We got a message. While we're doing a SWOT analysis, this is a private message. I don't know. If it's similar to competitor industry business, what action should I do? Okay, so that's a longer question, and I'm gonna circle back to that at the end, but that's a great question. So let me see what's our next slide. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys something that I say I'm gonna show this every time I teach the class, and I never get it ready on the computer on time, but I managed to do it today, so I'm really proud of myself. But right now I'm gonna talk to you about a document that's called a brand document or a brand guideline or a brand style guide. Now, again, I've worked across multiple industries from startups to large corporations, the Toronto Sun, Bank of Montreal, like Reliance Home Comfort, like the big companies. Every large company has brand guidelines. It says, these are our colors. These are our color codes. This is our target market. This is our demographic. This is what, like if you're, selling, I don't know, retirement packages, you're not going to be having ads with young 15-year-olds in it, right? You're not going to have, today's latest techno music. You're going to have some kind of oldies music. So the point is you have to state those things. These are our images. This is the type of music that represents our business. This is the kind of language we use. It could be very formal language like academic or a bank, or it could be very laid back like me, where I'll say, hey, you wanna, WANNA, you wanna go somewhere, you wanna hang out, I'll sign my signature XOXO. That's not quote unquote like a professional sort of buttoned up staunch brand, but I have purposely differentiated myself in that way. So earlier we talked about getting your brand story. So my logo is the fist. And because I believe that good marketing leads to empowerment and freedom. If you have good marketing and you can get customers and clients and you can make money and manage that money properly, you can live life on your own terms and in your own way. I mean, business people usually work 18 hours a day, right? But at least you're not working for a job, right? Like my father, again, the whole brand story. My dad worked in a factory, and when I would come home when I was 12, I would see how miserable he worked, how overworked he was. So that implanted and imprinted on me that jobs sucked. And I was all about freedom. So that is worked into my brand. I talk a lot about empowerment in my brand. So there's the fist, the color. If you listen to the music, again, if you guys go on my social media, you'll hear that the music is very, it's very tough. It's not la 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 la. It's all a part of the brand. The blue in my logo represents, if you go again, do the market research, there's something called color psychology. Obviously, color has an impact on us. So if you look up color psychology, you'll see that blue has to do with stability, reliance, trust, results. Hey, babe, that's a little bit bangy bangy. Results, And so that's why I have the blue. I didn't just put blue in my logo because, oh, what colors do I like? It had nothing to do with what I liked. Like Sammer said earlier, it had to do with who's my target audience and what message do I want to convey to them so they will do business with me. I want them to trust me. I want them to think that we have results. Well, we do. I want them, to establish that authority. So I use blue. I didn't use a dark blue because I don't want to be all serious and heavy. I use a lighter blue, a more, a lighter blue. And then we also have the orange to represent the fun side because yes, I'm professional. Yes, I've won awards. Yes, I have all my academics, blah, blah, blah. But you're not going to find me in a suit buttoned up to here with shoulder pads, talking to you in very professional show off language. That's not me. And so I've worked all of that into the brand. Again, we talked about the cultures, the pillars, the mission statement of your and the vision statement of your business. So for me, my mission is to help empower small businesses with effective marketing that gets them profits. That's it. I want everybody who does business with us to make enough money that they can invest a big chunk of it and just live off the income. Just live. That's what Mappdom is about, right? So you have to know, what is your business about? Now, a brand document helps you to outline all of that. And if you have freelancers or if you have people come into your company, because people will come and people will go, and then I want to just try this design. And it no, that's not how our business is. I had a lady in our company and I didn't have the brand document at that time, but I talked to people just like I talked to you guys. I'm very laid back, I'm very casual. And we hired this lady and she came in to talk and she spoke with one of our clients and she was very mean and serious and blah, blah, blah. And the customer came to me and she said she had a horrible time. I was like, I'm so sorry about that because I didn't do good enough training. So this brand document helps you with all of that. You can convey your brand story, your logo, something that is recognizable in the marketplace, the color palette, the type of font you use. Oh, that's another thing. So my font, again, I just didn't pick, oh, I like this font. Had nothing to do with me. Again, I thought I want to attract professionals. So I want to show the professionalism, the results, the blue, a light blue. I want orange to represent the fun part. But then I also want people to know that we have an impact. We make a difference. So the name of my font is actually Impact. I did research on the types of fonts that relayed that kind of message. I don't have little curly cues. I don't have serif font. It's boom, right? So all of that is a part of your brand. Here is an example of a brand document that we did for a client. And let me see, do I have time? Yeah. I'm going to show you guys a fancier one because I just had to make a PowerPoint presentation out of this, but it tells a little bit about you and the business. These are their brand colors. So their websites, their graphic design, everything looks consistent. Like no matter where you go in the world, McDonald's yellow arches are the same, whether you're in Amsterdam, New York, Toronto, Italy, South Africa. You don't go to one McDonald's on one continent and the yellow is a little bit more neon in this country, or across the street, the yellow is a little bit more orange. It doesn't work like that. It is the exact same blue, the exact same red, the exact same whatever. Because that, again, a lot of marketing is about psychology and it helps to build that trust. So let me see here. Okay, so before we get into the 5 Ps, I'm going to show you guys an actual, if I remember. Let me see. I downloaded one for you guys so you can see what one looks like. And like I said, every time I teach this class, I say that I'm going to show this brand document and then I never do. So hopefully, yeah, here's one. So here's what, are you guys still seeing my screen? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Can you see my brand document? Yeah. Okay. So here, let me make this a little bit smaller. Okay. So here is a brand document. Again, it's just the name of the company, their guidelines, table of contents. These are the kinds of images that they allow their graphic designers to use. These are the kind of images that they'll have on their website, on their social media, etc. So again, it's just about relaying a consistent message. This is their font. So you don't mess with the font. You don't have the picture of the woman further from the letters. You don't have the letters different heights. It's all consistent every single time. It tells you about the ways you can and cannot use the logo. Don't have it on an angle. Don't bold anything. Don't change the colors, right? So this is your guideline. Again, more imagery, the types of fonts they use, Caviar and Roboto, different font sizes for different headings. Again, this is what helps keep with the consistency. These are their color codes. Again, more imagery, language, what the business card looks like, letterhead. So all professional corporations that I've ever worked with have these kinds of brand guidelines. So now you can see a better example of what one looks like. So this was just a little snippet from that. And I'm so glad I actually got to show you guys a real one because I never really had the time. So we have about another 20 minutes before we take a break. That's good. We're going to focus on 3 more sections, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah. So these are the 5 P's. Oh, no, we don't want captions. There we go. These are the 5 P's of marketing. So when you were thinking about, someone mentioned earlier that content is king. Content is a free way for you to promote your business. And one of the challenges that people have that they say to me when I always take that survey in the beginning of class is they're like, well, I don't know what to post about. I don't know what to write about. That's where the planning comes into place. And if you focus on marketing around these 5 things, then you'll always have like enough content. So I'm going to show you an example of that in a minute. This particular slide, however, just says that, you know, when you have the perfect combination of supplying a desirable product or service at the right price, and like we were talking about messaging earlier, positioning it the right way in the marketplace, that grabs attention based on whatever promotional tactic you're using at the time, geared towards the right people and in the right place. Again, if I'm looking for executives, I shouldn't be dancing on TikTok, right? If I am looking for executives and I want to make a certain amount of money and I want to position myself as an authority, I can't come in with, oh, you know, you can have it for $300. They're like, why would you sell us? You know, so it has to be at the right price, but it can't be overpriced or you'll price yourself out of the market. You want to have a price that honors not only your consumer, but you. Because if you're not making money, if you're only breaking even, if you're losing, the client wins or the customer wins, but you don't. So all of those things have to be, all of those things have to be considered. Again, as I mentioned, before I launched Mappdom, I did my research and I knew that I had to position myself in the market. When I did my research, if you guys, there's a lady, her name is Nadine Spencer. You can look her up. Her name is Nadine Spencer. She's a Black lady in Toronto. She also has a marketing company. Her company is called Brand EQ. So like, you know, emotional intelligence. Brand EQ. She is the president of the BBPA, the Black Business Professional Association. And so when I was doing my research, I'm like, damn, I have competition. She is Black, I'm Black. She's a Black woman, I'm a Black woman, right? Blah, blah, blah. So, and she had been in the market for a long time. So I knew I wasn't necessarily going to come and like topple her off the market. So I had to position myself differently. She's all poised and proper with her pearls, and I'm the brash one. Yeah, I'll get you results. We get it done. We're the best. Rah, rah, rah. That's how I position myself in the market, right? Again, one of the commandments is to know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue. Shine thy light on what makes thou great. When I did that exercise for my own business, when I looked at myself and Nadine, I realized, okay, some of my competitors didn't have the same level of education. So I was able to talk about that in my marketing. I'm like, look, I have my MBA, you know, from one of the top universities, from University of Toronto, from one of the top universities on the planet. That means something. I'm not just doing surface marketing. I'm doing deeper level marketing. I'm able to say to people, why do you think corporations hire chief marketing officers with 10 years experience who have an advanced degree, and they don't just hire a TikToker that got 1,000 views, because education is important. So yes, I know you have a lot of choices in the marketplace with who you want to do business with, but if you want to have deeper level marketing that gets you on the scale of corporate, then you want to do business with Mappdom. So that's how I positioned myself, right? As higher priced. I'm not I'm accessible, so I'm not so like, oh, I'm so proper and I'm so amazing and I'm so educated that you can't talk to me. I'm going to talk to you like your sister or your brother, right? I'm going to tell you what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right or wrong. But again, that was not by accident. That was deliberate. It's strategy. Like sometimes my family thinks that I'm crazy, but I'm like, that's good. I want you to think that I'm crazy because that's just branding. It's not real. It's all like for play, right? So, but you have to position yourself you got to position yourself in the market so that you stand out from your competitors. Now that we've talked about the 5 Ps, and I think we're going to break in. Okay. Now that we've talked about the 5 Ps, I told you guys about content is everything and people's biggest problem. Like, I don't know what to write about, or I don't know what to post on social media. Just think about the 5 Ps and talk about those things. So pretend that this is a calendar for 1 month. And instead of it saying product, price, promotion, place, people, it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? And these rows here, this is the first row, the second row, the third row, the fourth row, the fifth row. Pretend that these are different weeks in the month. There are usually 4.33 weeks in a month. So there's like 4 weeks in a couple of days. So just pretend that this is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. Now, when it comes to your product, you can write down a list, write down, the name of your product, and how does it function? What does it do? How fast is it? Like, how does it actually work? What connects with what? How do you deliver this import export process? Like, how does it actually work? Then you can write about, well, what does it look like? Is it tall? Is it short? Is it hard? Is it soft? Like, what does it look like? Is it elegant? What does it look like? Even in terms of, that won't fit into all businesses, but an appearance could be your office. Like, you could take a picture of your office, even if you don't have different products to talk about appearance. You could take a picture of your, the front of your building or something, right? So the point is, when it comes to your product, you can talk about how it functions, how it looks, if there are any warranties. So for my company, it's like, if you don't get results in the first 90 days, like, we'll give you your money back. What's the warranty? I can talk about that in a post. I could talk about that in a blog. I could talk about that in a video. I could talk about the quality. It's great quality. We get great results. We do the, deepest level of optimization, or whatever, the quality of your product, the quality of your clothes, the quality of your consulting. We will give you 1.5 hours of consulting a week. And we'll dive deeply into your business, right? Other companies, they might meet with you for half an hour by email, whatever it is. You just have to talk about the quality of your business and the packaging or how it's delivered. So for Mappdom, again, it's all digital, so there's no real packaging. But I say, well, we will deliver your marketing plan to you. It will come in a nice PDF, and then we'll also give you a video. So that's packaging for like a digital product. So right there, let's say every Monday I just talk about something about the product, right? And then I said, and then you want to talk about the price. So this is our price. It's $12,000 for this program. The next week on Tuesday, you're like, hey, guess what? Our $12,000 program, we're having a spring sale and you get 10% off. And then the next week, you're like, hey, our program that was $12,000. Well, that might be a big one-time investment. Did you know that we have payment plans? Put down 50% and then you can pay the next 50% over the next 6 months. Price matching services. You can say, hey, we have the best services and products on the planet. We know it, but we understand that our competitors' prices are a little bit lower. Maybe they have lower. I mean, you wouldn't really say this. I'm just talking off the top of my head, but you would make it sound nice. But if you're talking about price matching, you could say, hey, we know that our services or prices our services or products are a little bit more expensive than our competitor. Who knows why? Maybe they cut corners. Maybe they don't have good customer service. Maybe their products are inferior. We don't know. But we really want to earn your business. So we are willing to match their price and give you the added value. So that's what I talked about, the competitive research and stealing market share, getting more clients just from these little tactics. Then you can say, hey, the price of our product is $12,000. You may not have $12,000 right now, but did you know that we have a credit program or financing? Fill out this application, boom, right? So right there, I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different topics that you can talk about. So that's 10 days worth of content. You can talk about promotions. So guess what? Mappdom is sponsoring a tennis match on Saturday. Come and check us out. And then you might see a bench or a billboard with my ad. And then I might do a community event where I do volunteering with Habitat for Humanity, and I, post pictures about that. Look at the good value person that, our company is. Just a promotional message. Hey, we just wanted to tell you we appreciate you. Come in this Saturday for 10% off, right? Media, you can be on radio, you can be on you can be on the radio, you can be on the internet, on all these different social media platforms. You can have flyers, be in newspapers, you can do partnerships. Like, there's all sorts of media is the way you get your message out. And then you can talk about things, distribution. So we have an office in Toronto, we have an office here, or we have 12 offices, or we have this one distribution hub where you find us online, whatever it is. Like, how do you get your materials out? We will deliver them to you in the mail. We'll send them to you in an email. Just talk about your business. There's more than enough content in your business to give you more than enough things to post about. Logistics, how does it work? How does it get delivered? We'll ship it to you by Amazon, or come and pick it up at our store location, or whatever. Well, Uber eats it to you. I don't know. But these are all different things about your business. Your service level, we have high, low. We've got a high ticket, medium ticket, low ticket offers. Find us on LinkedIn for location. Find us on LinkedIn. Find us on Twitter or X. Find us on Threads. That's just your location. Or, find us in Mississauga. Find us in Peterborough. I don't know. Market coverage. We service people all over the world. We have an e-com store, or we have an import, export, manufacturing, distribution location in Pickering or Scarborough. Just talk about your stuff. And then the people, we serve executives, or we serve, someone here does consulting, right? We serve companies that are startups, or companies that make $100,000 and they're looking to go to the next level. Just, what is the service that you provide? Who do you provide those services to? Your attitude, you can have employee of the month or something like that. Whatever. Anyway, the point is, you can use those 5 Ps, product, price, promotion, place, and people, and just break each one of them down to create content that you can market in your business in all sorts of places. And this will also allow you to do testing to see which messages resonate the best with which people, and perhaps which platforms. So again, you're gathering information and data for analytics that you can take a look at later on to make more strategic and informed decisions as to what does and doesn't work. All right. Now, the customer experience, putting yourself in the customer's shoes. Sorry, did anybody have any questions before I move on to the other topic? I didn't see any hands or anything, so we're on the next topic. Okay. So one of the ways you can have effective marketing is by putting yourself in the customer's shoes and going through their entire customer experience. That's also going to give you a lot of information in terms of content that you can create. Like, we'll answer your call, in the first 4 rings, or we'll get back to you. Whatever the customer experiences, put yourself in their shoes, go through the steps that's called the customer journey, and create content that meets them at every point in their customer journey until they get to a buying decision. So for example, if you're a real estate agent and you want someone to buy a house with you, someone's not just gonna go online, see you there as a real estate agent, and pick you to help them buy their house or sell their house. That's not how it's going to work. A normal person is going to, first of all, ask around. So, they're going to ask people if they know people. Then they might go online. Real estate agent near me. You want to make sure that your content comes up for that. So you're starting to build that trust and relationship. So you might write a blog that says, hey, are you looking for a real estate agent near you? Here are the top 10 things to consider. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're just understanding that a part of their journey is doing that research for real estate agent near me. You're like, okay, so real estate agent near me. What's the next thing the customer might say? How much are real estate fees? Or I don't know, what else? Let me see, hold on, let me get this right. Real estate agents near me, then how to pick a good real estate agent. And then, how much should real estate agent fees be? They might go online and type, do I really need a real estate agent? You want to make sure that you have a blog that says, here's why you need a real estate agent. And then by the time they're finding your stuff online and, they're getting to know you, when they're ready to make that buying decision, they're like, again, I told you guys in the beginning, the content helps position you as a thought leader. You're like, oh, this person's writing content all the time. They're current. They're in touch with the customer's needs. I see their website. I see their profile. I see their LinkedIn. I see their videos. You know what? Let me give this person a call. Right? So by going through the customer experience, it allows you to create content that, like I said, meets them where they are at every point in their journey until they make their buying decision with you. It's called the customer experience, also known as CX. The customer experience is your customer's holistic perception of their experience with your business or brand from every interaction, from navigating your website, like I said, to talking to your customer service, to getting the package in their hand. Like anyone who has ever bought a Mac or an Apple product, it comes in these nice boxes, and they research that whole sound. That stuff is all deliberate. The heaviness that the box is made, they're not giving you like cheap boxes. All of that is a part of the experience that helps to position their brand in the marketplace, in your hearts, and in your mind, right? So a great customer experience is personalized, it's timely, it's relevant, it's seamless. So yeah, let me transfer you to customer service, or blah, blah, blah. It's just really nice. Let's get back to you. We'll send you an email. It's just a really nice experience that it's consistent across the board. They call it like an umbrella quality that encompasses every aspect of your brand. So that's that. Another thing that's really good about providing a great customer experience is that you could always ask for testimonials and reviews. That should also be a part of your marketing strategy, because it's a great way to highlight your business without saying, oh, look at me, I'm so great, I offer this service and I offer this product, and come and do business with me. And people, yeah, everyone is going to say they're great. But let me just back up here for a second. I showed you guys, let me back up here. I showed you guys this table, and I told you to pretend that this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that these were different weeks. I'll let you know, this is not what I do for my own personal business. I do something a little bit different. So on Monday, I do something that's motivational. I base it on psychology. I figure people don't want to go to work on Monday. They just came off the weekend. They need cheering up. So every Monday I post something motivational. Like something about empowerment, something about living a life of freedom. I don't necessarily talk about Mappdom, but it's going to be an inspirational on-brand quote. On Tuesdays, I do something called Testimonial Tuesday. So every Tuesday, I have a testimonial. It could be a card, like I'm going to show you in a minute. It could be a video. It could be just something that's written. It could be a screenshot. It could be one testimonial or review that I just leverage in 4 different ways, right? So anyway, let me just quickly go back here. So providing a great customer experience allows you to get great customer reviews that you can, again, market. So if on one Tuesday, let's say you're following me on social media, and on Monday I'm posting something motivational. I'm like, oh, that's great. Okay, wonderful. Ooh, Mappdom, great. Then on Tuesday, you read, oh, Dikembe is a highly skilled, passionate about her business. blah, 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 blah. I definitely recommend her. I'm like, oh, okay. On Wednesday, I normally post what we do. So video marketing, local marketing, social media marketing, strategy, consultations. I will talk about one of the things we do on Wednesdays. On Thursday, I call that Thursday Your Day. And that's when I call out my target audience. So are you a chief executive officer that wants to ensure you're getting the most out of your marketing department? Use this comparative analysis to make sure that your team is implementing all these things. If you want this report downloaded here, right? So on Thursday, I target who I'm going after. And on Friday, I'll post something fun or fact or, did you know, or send us your thoughts, consumer engagement, feedback, etc. So Monday, motivational, Tuesday, testimonial, Wednesday, what we do, Thursday, who we serve, Thursday, your day, and Friday, something fun or factual. So I'm just that's not a part of the presentation. I'm just giving you one of my social media strategy posting hacks. But I'm telling you that because I want you to know on every Tuesday on my social media, I will post a testimonial. Like I said, it's a picture like this. It's a screenshot of something on Google, or it's a video of somebody, or it's a compilation, something. So again, when you guys are thinking about content, just ask somebody for some testimonials. And if you get 4 or 5, you can literally use those 4 or 5 every Tuesday of every month. No one's going to say, hey, you posted this on April the 15th. You can't put, no one probably didn't even see it. And then lastly, in the next 9 minutes before we go to break, I want to talk to you about targeting your market. We talked about setting goals and objectives. So your objectives and your goals should always be something that's called SMART. Some of you may or may not have heard of this before, but SMART goals are specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, they're relevant and realistic, and they're time bound. So again, I wasn't really that specific when I said I wanted to grow our YouTube channel, but I knew that I wanted to grow it to 1,000 subscribers because that's when I would put myself in a position to be like a YouTube content creator where they give you money. So I can't just say I want to grow my YouTube channel. I want to get 1,000 followers, right? You have to make sure that it's measurable. If I were to just say, I want to grow my YouTube channel, it'll be like, great, okay, it's growing, but I wouldn't know how fast is it growing? By when will I hit a certain target? Is it slow? Like my LinkedIn stats went down. So I'm like, crap, our stats went down. I got to post more or post better content. So it has to be measurable. It also has to be achievable. Do some research. I found out that in order to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, takes about 15 months. It took us less time, but it has to be something that's achievable. Don't think, oh, I'm going to get 1,000 YouTube subscribers in a month, or I'm going to make $1 million in the next quarter, and you're selling pencils at 25 cents each. That's not, and everyone's digital. I mean, that's not really achievable. It's not realistic. So you want to have goals that, again, are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and relevant. And what I mean by relevant is, again, and you have to be tough with yourself. I fell into this trap this year because I like TikTok. You can post a video on TikTok and it can go viral. And, they say TikTok is like the New York of social media. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere, because those videos, people are scrolling, that you only have a very little bit of time to capture their attention. And so I was very tempted to divert all of my time and energy into putting videos on TikTok, but I'm like, no, stick to the plan. That's why it's important to have a plan. Because I'm like, nope, you're growing YouTube because you're going after executives. You want to monetize your channel, blah, blah, blah. So again, your goals have to be relevant. Don't just say, I want to grow on TikTok because it's the hottest thing. It has to be relevant to you and your market. And then it has to be time bound. So for example, YouTube, you can get 1,000 subscribers. It could take you, 1 year or 12 years. They don't care. But you can't just get a certain amount of subscribers. You also have to have a certain amount of watch time. So in order to have my YouTube channel generate revenue through ad clicks, I have to have 44,000 hours of watch time in a year. So that is time bound, that is specific, that guides how many videos I put up, how long they are. I take a look at how many views they have, which videos are more popular, so that I can strategize which videos we post so that I can hit that 4,000 hours of watch time within 12 months. You know, if it's a financial goal, I want to hit $100,000 by the end of the year, right? If you are in June or July and you don't have 50 grand, right? You have to take a look at that every quarter, how much you're making, or is it seasonal where you expect to make all your money at a certain time of the year? It doesn't really matter. The point is your goals have to be smart. They have to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, and time bound. And let me just make sure. Yeah, okay. And then you also want to take a look at where are they located. If it's an e-com store, then anybody can buy from you everywhere. If you have a local shop, then, you know, running a Google ad, you're going to maybe target by postal code or city, right? That's a very different marketing strategy. You can probably do more hand stuff, more flyers. I don't know. But the point is, you are setting your goals and your target market based on where they're located, as well as their socioeconomic status. Are you catering to executives that might be flying business class and they go to those private lounges? Do I want to advertise in an airplane magazine? They don't even have those anymore. They used to. That's how old I am. But right, do I want to be on LinkedIn, or do I want to be, you know, do I want to go to No Frills or something like that? Like, what's the socioeconomic status of who I'm going after? Then you want to look at their demographics. Are they men? Am I going after women? Am I going to be more on Instagram? There are a lot more women on Instagram. So what are their age ranges? Am I going after people that are about to hit retirement? Am I hitting people that are in their 40s to 65 when they're at their highest income potential earning in their careers? Am I going after millennials for some new hot e-com product, and then I'm going to be on maybe I am going to be on TikTok, right? So you have to know what your demographics are, and then how do they behave? Do they like to shop online? Do they like to go in person? Do they have do they like to shop online? Do they like to shop in person? Do they want to do everything electronically, or do they want to meet with you in your office, eye to eye, kneecap to kneecap, right? What's their behavior? Are they environmentally conscious? How do they behave? Do they, do they go on hiking trips? Do they like that kind of stuff? Do they like, for example, if it's a touring company, your target audience, do they want more adventures and adrenaline, or do they want to just go to historical places, or do they want to have just something relaxed? Again, what's their age? If they're older people, they might want to do something that's more relaxed. Maybe they want to go on a bus. Younger people, they want to just backpack across the world. So what's their behavior? And then you want to look at their psychology. Will they buy with you because of your principles, that you invest in green companies? Do you support a particular religious group or political affiliation? Like, what's their psychology? Like, how do they think? Once you know all of those things about your target market, you can, again, be more strategic in planning out your campaign. And then quickly, just before we go to break in the next 2 minutes, I'll just cover this last thing, and then we'll come back at, we're going to finish in around 2 minutes, and then, well, I don't know, I'll tell you when to come back. But when you're setting your objectives, like I mentioned earlier, it's not always about sales, right? Sometimes you just want to promote a new product or service. So that's going to be like an awareness campaign. Hey, guess what? We have this new thing. You want people to buy, but maybe it's just about awareness or buzz, right? Or PR. Grow your digital presence. Maybe you're like, okay, we want to have a digital presence on all social media platforms. So this year we're going to be on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Threads, Twitter, X rather, Pinterest. Like, maybe you just want to grow your digital presence. Maybe your goal is for lead generation. So like for me, that means you don't necessarily have to post everywhere. Oh, look what we do. Look what we do. If you're trying to get leads, you want to be able to give them something in exchange for their phone number. That's a very different strategy. If you're targeting new customers, you might say, hey, you know, if you, all new first-time customers get their first year free or something like that. That's a different objective than retaining existing customers. You know, for our customers, we have a loyalty program, and every year you get 10% on your birthday, or, you know, buy 9 and get 1 free, right? That's how you retain existing customers and develop like a brand loyalty program. Maybe you just want to make sales. Maybe you have a fire sale. Maybe every day you're promoting something, sell, 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 as opposed to a testimonial or a motivational thing, which is just about branding and digital presence. It's not about buy, 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 buy. And your goal might also be to increase profit. It's one thing to make sales, to bring money in, but it might cost you a lot of money for that marketing ad campaign, or cost you a lot of money to pay people to execute whatever it was you sold, to package it, to sell it, to ship it out, whatever it is, right? So maybe sometimes you're like, you know what? We need to increase our profits. We're getting a lot of sales, but let's focus on this product or service instead, because we have a higher margin. And even though we may sell less, we're going to make more money. So let's do this instead. So that is how you start to create the first part of your 1-year marketing strategy, looking at your branding, positioning, placement, who you're going after, and finding out all of those markets. So one quick question and then we'll leave. Can you outline a brief content marketing strategy? Okay, so you know what, the chat questions I'm going to get back to later because they're a little bit more involved. It is 11:16. So let's come back. Let's take 12 minutes. Let's come back at 11:28. I know that seems ridiculous, but if we get back at 11:30, we only have 1 hour, and I've already covered so much in an hour and a half. So I got to cram a lot into the next little bit. Okay, so go take a little 12-minute break, and I'll see you guys back here in a little bit. All right. We are back. I can't really see who is back and who isn't back. So, oh, everybody's back. Yay. All right, let me just get a sip of water because I've been talking a lot. And I have more talking to do. And then I have a podcast at 1 o'clock. So I got to try to squeeze in lunch between 12:30 and 1. All right, so let's get started. I am recording good. Let me share my screen. I apologize in advance because they are doing landscaping here. Hopefully it doesn't sound as badly to you guys as it does to me. But all right, here we are. Okay, so we are back from our break, and we are going to be covering part 2, which is brand recognition, generating sales, and gaining a competitive advantage. So I know that I've already, touched on those things a little bit. We're going to take a look at marketing tools and marketing toolkits and annual planning templates, as well as marketing budgets. And like I mentioned, relationship building, network strategies for small business, and the latest marketing trends and technologies. All right, so brand recognition, sales, and your competitive advantage. I really do think that I covered this well before, meaning that there's so much noise in the marketplace, and some business entrepreneurs, when they start, again, because they don't necessarily have that academic background or that corporate training, kind of go about their marketing in a very shallow way. But I think I mentioned to you that because the marketplace is so busy and so crowded and so noisy, you've got to find a way to pierce above the crowd. And you want to do that with brand recognition by having a strong story, a strong backstory. Why did you start your company? I brought you through Mappdom, my own company, as an example. How it started with seeing my father go to work and not liking jobs and wanting to have freedom, and empowering small businesses to do proper marketing, to make enough money where they're profitable enough to invest in the market and live off passive income. Like that is the goal. So that's the brand story that feeds into the colors and everything. So the music is blah, 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 blah. And so my granddaughter, who's 4 years old, she knows Mappdom. I wish there's like a shirt. Oh, I should get it, but I can't. But there's a little shirt that she has, and she calls it her Mappdom shirt. But it's not Mappdom. It's a bright pink, fluorescent pink shirt, but on the bottom it has these letters, and these letters look like Mappdom's impact font. She's not mixing it up with any other clothes that we have with any other fonts. She recognizes it. So I was like, yeah, I know I'm doing a good job when a 4-year-old knows. She knows our music and she knows the looks, and it's that consistency. So again, when you have that consistency, you're able to build and develop trust to decrease people's resistance barriers, and that's going to help you to increase your sales. And the way that you're able to do that, the way that you're able to have a strong brand and break through the noise, is to really focus on your competitive advantage. So brand recognition is the ability of the consumer to recognize an identifying characteristic from one company versus their competitor. You want to be able to stand out in that way. A company is perceived as having successful brand recognition when consumers are able to recognize them through visual or auditory cues alone without even hearing the company's name. So again, my granddaughter, I'll be flipping on my phone, actually. I'll be flipping on my phone on social media, and one of my videos will come up and she'll come running. She knows what it is. Can I hear the Mappdom song? Can I hear the Mappdom song? So that's the point that you want to get to. So we talked about the 10 commandments, right? The first one, know thy business and thy business be true. Know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue. Shine thy light on what makes thou great. So in order for you to do that, we looked at the SWOT analysis earlier. What you also want to do is you want to do your own competitive analysis. So, excuse me, you want to know who your top competitors are. And this is something, once you have some help and you're sophisticated or successful enough, it's something that you want to look into maybe every quarter or every 6 months or every year, because your competitors will change. But normally, I know how sophisticated or successful an entrepreneur is if I ask them, who are your 3 top competitors, and they know. So that's a litmus test for you guys all. If you don't know who your top 3 competitors are in the marketplace right now, you're not actually competing, because you have to know, again, what are their strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities? What are potential customers or clients seeing online? To whom are who are they comparing you to, right? Now, when you're deciding on, your competitive advantage, you can boil it down to 3 buckets. Yeah, you can basically boil it down to 3 buckets. This is what, the larger corporations do. You're going to compete on price, you're going to compete on quality, and you're going to compete on service. Now, something I said earlier that you may or may not have understood, and it may have not resonated or gone over your head, which is when I talked about you're differentiating yourself in the marketplace. How do I put this? You're basically, okay, this is what I said. I said, once you determine your, the foundation of who your business is, like the first commandment, right? Know thy business and thy business be true. Part of that includes the price or the quality of the service. But once you have laid that foundation, and I have gotten every corporate market job just by saying this, and I'm sure other candidates don't say it because I don't just work jobs, I work with entrepreneurs, so I'm like in the trenches. But anyway, I tell people it is the context upon which all of your other marketing is built. So you're going to do videos, you're going to do graphic design, you're going to have messaging, you're going to do branding, you're going to do all of this stuff, but it basically has to rest on one of these things: price, quality, or service. So, I mean, it's like, oh, I want it to be all of them. I want to compete on price. I want to compete on quality. I want to compete on service. But again, when you do your SWOT analysis and you ask your friends or family or peers for feedback, right, you have to distill it to one of these. So I'm like, okay, well, we're not going to compete on price because we are not the least expensive. So we cannot compete on price. That is not what we're choosing. We cannot compete on service because I know is it quality or service? Am I actually, it's kind of both. Damn it. Quality. Okay, sorry. And this is why this exercise is actually really hard because we all want to believe that we're good at all three of them, but you really have to pick one. So I hope you just witness the angst that actually truly occurs. So I didn't pick service because I'm like, well, see, we always deliver on time. Like Mappdom actually provides really good service. You know, we have really good service, but where I decided to rest our hat, my competitive advantage was going to be on quality. Because your competitive advantage is going to be something that your competitor cannot say that they offer. And if I was to compete on service, somebody else could easily be like, okay, well, we'll just do what Mappdom does. Like we'll just do the same kind of thing. But I'm like, you know where people can't beat me? They cannot beat me on quality. Cannot beat us on quality. So you have to do this. If you look at Dollarama or whatever, they're not saying Dollarama and McDonald's, for example, they're not selling you that they're going to give you the best quality products, right? You're not getting the best food and you're not getting the best products, right? You're getting dollar store quality products, right? If you go to HomeSense or Kitchen Stuff Plus, you're going to get higher quality stuff. So places like McDonald's and Dollarama are not competing on price and they're not competing on quality and they're not competing on service. You're not getting the best customer service. You might have to wait in line and tap your fingers before somebody comes. You know, you ask them where it is. They're like, yeah, it's down in aisle 5 when it's actually in aisle 6. You're not getting great service, right? You don't go to McDonald's and have the waitress come and check on you and would you like some water? And can I give you the pre-dinner menu? And can we bring you some free bread? They're like, yeah, take this sloppy hamburger and greasy fries and get out of here. They're competing on price. I'm competing on quality. Places like the Hilton or the Black Card or Amex, they're competing on service. And that's why they can that's why they can offer a higher price, right? That's why business class is more expensive because those guys are competing on service. So anyway, that's really high level sort of corporate, deeper, MBA marketing stuff. And that's why corporations hire people like me, not just a TikToker, because it's this deeper level of marketing that you really need to implement to be successful. And like I said, to break through the noise. So again, McDonald's, Dollarama, they're competing on price. Hilton, Black Card, Amex, competing on service. I'm competing on quality. Some other Michelin restaurants might be competing on quality. I don't know. But anyway, you have to think about that for yourself. Like I said, to break through the noise, what is your competitive advantage? What do you do better than anyone else? And why should people do business with you? Pretend you're at a pitch contest, because I think you guys do a pitch at the end of this access program. But pretend that you are having like a pitch proposal or pitch opportunity for 5 investors, and they're each going to give you $2.5 million. And you have to stand there with your 3 top competitors. So there are 4 of you all together, and you guys are each trying to convince these investors why they should give money to you. You have to, if you want money for your business, you have to compete. You don't have to be cutthroat, but you have to compete. You have to be able to stand up for yourself like you would in a court of law. It is serious when it comes to business. Like corporate business, they don't mess around. So anyway, that's enough about that. By the way, any questions I don't get to, I'm going to send an email to Natalie and I'll have her send them out because I want to make sure we cover all the material, which we should. And I do believe we will have time to get into some of the questions, but just in case, because some of those questions look pretty sophisticated and they may require a robust answer that I want to do justice to. So yeah, I might get to them after. But anyway, so now let's talk about one of the things that you guys mentioned was a challenge when we first started the presentation, and that is getting together your marketing budget, right? So in this exercise, what I like to pretend is that we're deciding what your marketing budget is, and we're deciding where your marketing money is going to go, as well as what to do if you have no money. Now, I know from experience, most entrepreneurs, most startups don't have a lot of money. In fact, the podcast that I'm going to be on at 1 o'clock is about how to market your business with no money. And so I talked earlier about differentiating yourself in the marketplace. And again, I came to that conclusion knowing that I had to do that before I started my business based on my academic background and learnings and my corporate experience, right? So I told you I could have just tried to be a regular marketing company, regular social media management company, regular marketing consulting company. Like, who cares? Like, there are a dime a dozen. What's going to make me stand out? I knew what was going to make me and Mappdom stand out was differentiating ourselves in the marketplace, which is why I told you in part, one of the things I came up with was the 10 commandments of marketing. Nobody else can say that they have that. That's just all ours. One of the other things that I created is something called the SOLD system. I mentioned it to you earlier, SOLD, which stands for Strategic Organic Leads on Demand. And I created that program because, like I said, with the whole empowerment fist branding stuff, I don't want to work. I work a lot, right? I work a lot. I don't want to work all the time. I want to play with my granddaughter. I want to sit on the beach, but I have a business to run. And so I eventually want to get to the point where I have enough money invested that I'm making enough off the interest that I can just live off of the interest. So what I had to do was I had to create a program that was hands-free for people that A, couldn't afford my services, B, wanted to know how to market their business without any money, so they could just buy my online course and kind of just leave me alone. But they would have every single step and strategy they needed that I used in corporate to succeed. So now I have a program that people can just go buy online. And all I have to do is show up to a class that I teach every Thursday where they get to ask questions about the material. But that whole program is how to market your company on a budget. Because in corporate, I was responsible for budgets of, let's say, $25,000. Some of that had to go towards SEO, some of it had to go towards trade shows, some of it had to go towards pay-per-click ads, some of it had to go towards research, landing pages. Like, there were all these things, and I had to actually know the marketing budget for the Google ads alone was $25,000. So I don't know how much the overall budget was, but anyway, I was responsible for doing that up. When I went out on my own, I didn't have $25,000 a month to put into Google ads. I didn't have a graphic designs team, a videographer. I didn't have a marketing team. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to market my own business with no money. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Because you understand marketing and you don't actually need money for marketing. You need money to scale. But if you know how to market your business strategically, organically, there are a lot of people that, for example, I talked to you guys about the reviews and reputation earlier today. There's a lawyer and he gets called all the time to advertise in directories and stuff like that. And he's like, I don't need to advertise. I get more business than I can handle. Why? Because he implemented a simple strategy, which is just building up his reviews and reputations online and getting Google Maps on his website. So when people search for immigration lawyer near me, his stuff comes up with a lot of other people's stuff, but because he has so many reviews and testimonials, and he was just strategic about that, he just asked each and every single client of his to write one, whereas his other lawyer competitors didn't have a marketing mind like that, or they didn't have me working with them, so they didn't think to do that. So the point is you don't need money. So again, the first thing in the SOUL system, the 12 steps: video marketing, local marketing, mobile marketing, social media marketing, looking at your analytics, looking at your competitors' analytics, getting your branding right, because once you create the right brand and message, you're going to attract leads, high quality leads. There are a lot of people, and the reason why the 10th commandment is the 10th commandment, which says, thou shalt only invest in paid ads after testing organically, is because I cannot tell you how many clients have come to me. You know, they spent $10,000 on Google ads, or they spent $2,500 on Google ads, and they may have gotten no leads, or they got 700 leads, but they were all crap leads, and they only got one conversion out of that. I have another story of a gentleman who took out ads, and for some music program, I don't know how many leads they got in, but they ended up making 20 sales calls. And out of those 20 sales calls, they booked 2 clients. That's a 1% conversion rate, I think, which is pretty standard across the market. You can expect for every 100 people who see your message or who visit your website or opt in, that only one of them is going to convert. So that's why lead generation is so important. But anyway, the point is, if you know how to market strategically, you don't need a big budget. You should be able to get enough customers organically to put you in a profit position where you can strategically and intelligently invest in paid ads, because by that point, you will know what message works. This is why you should just post content all the time. Don't worry if it's perfect. Don't worry. Just post, 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 post. You will get some analytics that are going to help you, right? And you know, if this seems overwhelming, there's Canva. Again, make a video, transcribe the video, look on Google for some tutorial that tells you how to do bulk create. So you can basically take your video, transcribe it, get all the words, put the words in an Excel sheet, or ask Chat GPT to like give you a list of words that make sense. You take that bulk CSV or that bulk, well, it's a CSV or Excel sheet. You put it into Canva, you pick a template, you hit bulk create, and Canva will just do boop, 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 boop. They will give you all of these images with the words. So you'll have a lot of content. And I'll talk about this in like a minute. There's AI now, artificial intelligence, where you can just put all of your content and you can just schedule it and it will just post for you every day. It will just post for you. So it's like a set it and forget it kind of strategy, right? But that's the key word there is strategy. You have to know what you're doing in the beginning, like I said in this beginning of the presentation, and work your way backwards. So you don't need any money for video marketing. Just say, hey, you know what? This is my business and this is why I got into it. These are the different services that we brought. Nobody has to see your video. It's just for practice. It's just for talking to yourself, hearing the messages that you repeat over and over again, talking out loud about who your ideal audience actually may and may not be. And then, like I said, just transcribe that. If you want to start posting videos on your social media or LinkedIn or Instagram, you can do that, but it doesn't take a lot of time. And the videos that are most effective these days are videos that are under a minute long. So it doesn't take a lot of time, doesn't take a lot of effort, doesn't take a lot of money. Like I said, I grew my YouTube channel completely for free, and I get leads all the time. You can actually get the email addresses of the people that subscribe to your YouTube channel, right? Every day, like I tell my husband, I'm like, oh yeah, we got 2 new people signing up for our program. I don't know where they even found the link at this point, right? So once we start making enough money, you know, after staff, after software, after business expenses, after like living expenses, then we'll have some money to put away. But you don't want to go and blow your budget on ads right out the gate, and you don't even know what will or won't work, what is the right message, what's not the right message, that's not resonating with people. If you haven't looked at your analytics and you don't know what page on your website people go to the most to know what content you should create more of, you can completely grow your business for free like I did. I have not bought ads yet. I'm going to start to move into paid ads because we want to scale, but I already know the strategy, what we're going to do. Even then, I'm like, I'm still not ready. Right? But anyway, if you follow the SOLD system, SOLD, again, Google it. It's period S period O period L period D, or look up Nakimbe or Mappdom. I'm sure that you'll find it. Or maybe I'll send Natalie a video about it. But just those are the 12 areas you can get high quality leads for free and market your business for no money until you're ready to scale. All right. And then planning to grow your business is really nothing to discuss here. So we can kind of skip this because I've kind of talked to you about each and every single element you need to think about when trying to grow your business, the objective, the target audience, budget, even time. How much time do you have to allocate to it? Can you realistically post every day? Can you commit to posting 2 or 3 times a week? Just how much time is it going to invest? How much time are you willing to create content? How much time are you willing to learn Canva? And I would highly advise that you schedule it in your calendar. Otherwise, you'll have less of a chance of getting it done. All right, let me check the time. All right, we still got like 40 minutes. That's great. We have 40 minutes and 3 sections, so we'll definitely take some questions. We want to talk about up-to-date marketing trends and technology. Earlier in the conversation, we talked about trying to keep up with market trends and consumer changes. Asim, I'm going to get to you and right after
Yeah,
I read these.
you mentioned about AI tool that posts on your behalf that you can schedule it.
Yeah,
Which tool in particular are you referring to?
it's called Repurpose.io or Repurpose.io. I can't remember, but if you look up Repurpose.io content scheduling calendar AI, you'll find it. It's very popular. It's popular with the people that are very sophisticated in marketing, for example.
All
So,
right, thank you.
no problem. Great question. So now we'll talk about, can't believe I'm saying so much. I don't know why. I think I'm hungry. Anyway, I almost said it again. Up-to-date marketing trends and technology. As we established earlier, market trends are changing. Consumer demands, needs, tastes, preferences are also always changing. And so you want to keep up with the most up-to-date trends and technology so that you can, I don't know, become more efficient, maximize your time, maximize your profit. Yeah. So let's get into it. So first of all, conversational marketing is very huge now, especially with the birth of social media, I guess, 20 years ago. Before that, marketing was very professional. It was very serious. It was only pictures of CEOs like this in a suit, or women in pearls. And now they're like, I want to see you skiing. What'd you do on your vacation? They want the market demands that you speak to them like a person and authentically, and not just like a sales figure or a number or a marketing gig or ploy. They want you to be authentic, which is not written here, but that is one of the marketing trends, being authentic. And then storytelling has been around before, written script was there. That's just one of the best ways that humans communicate, because you can always follow along with a story. So I told you guys a brand story today, which was, how my business came to be, the impact that my father had on it, who I tried to empower and why. So you can tell a person your story, why you started getting into consulting, or why you're doing import export, or why you have this fashion accessory or this clothing line. Like, why did you start it? What happened? I'll tell you a quick little story again. Something else that's unique to Mappdom is something that we have called, this is how I excavate a company's brand. I take them through something called a core exercise, CORE, that's the acronym, because you really want to get to like the core of a business. So in creating your brand story and this whole storytelling theme, what I always ask people is, when you're thinking about your business and why you started it, or you're looking for content, or you're looking for your differentiating factor, when you're telling your story, think about these 4 things. It's called core. So think about the catalyst or the creative moment. What happened in your life? Did you get fired from a job, or did you have really bad tasting coffee, or did you just hate the selection of clothing out there, or did you just encounter a business that was ripped off by another consulting company and you thought you could go and help them be better, like, what is the story of your business? And tell the story. That way you are conveying what you do, why you do it, who you do it for, without saying, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. I haven't asked a single person on this webinar or any, well, on other webinars I do. This is not a webinar, this is a class, but I don't ever usually ask for a sale. I don't have to, again, because I have the training, the experience, and the psychology to frame my business within a story that tells people, oh, she's got this program. Oh, this is the price. Oh, this is this. I can relay all that information in a story without having to talk about my business directly. And you also want to, again, you want to personalize it. You want to, if you're sending out emails, it's like, Dear John, thanks for coming to our store today. Or, Dear Mary, we hope you enjoyed the package. If it didn't come, let us know. We'll send you whatever. You want to personalize the experience. Try to collect as much information on your customer as possible. Send them birthday cards or religious cards if it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever. Yeah, just personalize their experience. How's your daughter's soccer, team doing? Right? Personalize it. That helps to build a connection. Again, that is one of the ways to differentiate. You don't have to just differentiate yourself by creating consumer theories like I did. You can just create that with connection. You can differentiate yourself by connecting and actually caring. Video marketing, that's again one of the biggest trends. TikTok actually overtook Google in terms of the most used platform. People are starting to use TikTok as a search engine now. YouTube has been around forever. People like to consume video much more than reading a long paper. They'd much rather watch a video. It has so many elements in terms of senses that it involves, because you can hear it, you can look at it, you can hear it, you can see it, you get more emotionally involved in the story, you seem more professional if you have videos. It helps you to stand out. You can use music. I mean, video marketing is huge. Content marketing, we already talked about that. Video marketing is a part of content marketing, content creation, creating content, banners, quote cards, videos, white papers, reports, whatever, like being a podcaster, a guest blogger, just creating content. Email marketing is one of the highest converting marketing channels because you have this dedicated group of people who have put their hand up and said, yes, I want to hear from you. You can track it much more easily if someone decides, oh, I don't want to be on Facebook anymore, or they shut down a Facebook account, or someone doesn't see your post because the algorithms only show it to 10% of your friends and family and people who aren't buyers anyway. I mean, email marketing has one of the highest converting conversion numbers on the market. Influencer marketing, brand ambassadors, getting people to promote your stuff is really huge right now. So you don't always have to depend on yourself. If you're concerned about video, you don't have to be the face of your video. You can get a brand influencer on TikTok, or there are lots of these places now where you can broker an influencer or a brand ambassador. So that's one of the big things, getting people to post things on their Instagram, or getting you can have a podcast, invite people to your podcast, or you can be on a podcast where you become the influencer, like I said, with this podcast that I have. And people invite me to shows, I get more organic attention, and it just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. Chat bots and AI right now. So if you're not available to answer somebody all the time on your website, you can have a little chat bot. You can have a chat bot in your messenger for Facebook. They have things you can pay for now, which is like on Instagram. And Instagram will have a bot messenger. So you might put a post saying, hey, if you want this free, blah, 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 write the word yes in the comments, or put thumbs up emoji or something like that. That's good because it causes engagement on your social media page, and the algorithms like that. So if people are commenting, that's a good thing. And then your bot, your chat bot, will just message them Just say, hey, we noticed that you wanted this report. Here, the link, just give us your mobile number and we'll text you a link to open, or give us your email address, whatever. But yeah, so chat bots and messenger bots are very, very popular these days. And of course, there's artificial intelligence. All this content that I'm asking you to create, before you would have had to have hired a copywriter, an editor. It's very time consuming. Now you can just go to ChatGPT or one of those other ones and say, hey, this is my business. This is who I think the target market is. This is what my differentiator is. What do you think I should do? Or what kind of content should I create? Who should my target market be? Can you create a marketing plan for me? Can you write my sales script? Can you write my video script for me? Can you, whatever, artificial intelligence can do it all for you now. You can get a website. I don't have the name right now, but I think it's Miso, M-I-S-O, or Mixio, M-I-X-I-O .io. Mixio, you can just go in there and put in a couple words. I want a website about trains. I want a website about culinary arts. I want a website about business consultation. I want a website about import, export, whatever it is. And it will do a full website for you with headlines, fake testimonials that you can replace. It will give you SEO optimized images, words, everything. So yeah, I told you about Repurpose.io, and there's another one called Opus Clip Pro or Opus Pro Clip. And you can take a long form video and feed it into that, and it will find the best, highest converting, best hooks. And you can take like an hour-long video and we'll chop it up into 20 short form videos for you. You can put that into Repurpose.io. It will also schedule it for you. It will give you these little videos and it'll say, do you want to schedule it? So artificial intelligence is completely changing the game. It can write your emails, it can write your ads, whatever. So these are some of the popular ones. Midjourney, not so much. Midjourney is if you want to create images. ChatGPT just, pulls information from the web and answers all sorts of questions for you. Canva is really good for graphic design and video presentations, all that kind of stuff. Are there any other ones right now? I'd mentioned to you Repurpose.io. There are AI platforms right now where you can, like, say, make me a video about import export, and it will just make you the whole video. Like, it's called text to video. So it's just amazing. And then lastly, I believe this is the last one. The last and one of the most effective marketing strategies is relationship building and networking strategies. So I'm a part of a couple different masterminds. I go to conferences, I meet people, I meet experts, they become podcasts on my show. I become podcasts. I become podcasts. I will be a podcast guest on their show. They will be a podcast guest on my show. That allows us to create content, and we can cross promote on each other's channels, with each other's lists, email lists, with each other's social media followers. So now that's a way for you to grow your own organic followers. So relationship building and networking is good. You can also keep your ear to the ground, keep your thumb on the pulse of what's going on, like I said earlier, to, just get different ideas. People can put you in touch with other people. They can let you know about industry trends that are happening elsewhere that might impact you beneficially or maybe even negatively. But all that stuff is not going to happen if you're just hiding behind a desk and hiding behind digital marketing, thinking that that's the only way that you're going to grow your business. So networking is the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information, to develop professional and social contacts. Yasin, did you have a question before we went on?
Yeah, there's another tool these days. There are so many tools about, AI and things like those. There's one tool called Dripify, and they say
Ooh,
that they're
okay.
best on LinkedIn for LinkedIn lead generation. So they
Ooh.
send multiple generations and things like those. Have you had any experience on that tool?
No, what's it called?
Dripify. I've sent it in the chat.
Oh, okay. No, I will take a look at it. I haven't. But you know what? They have
Uh,
new tools coming out all the time. So it's
yeah,
a little
exactly.
bit,
That's the challenge that, you don't
yeah,
know which tool is good and which is like a scam, but they
yeah.
all say that they're so good. With all these technology now, anyone can claim anything on the web, but you don't know the reality. That's the challenge.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely true. They have voice cloning now. They have like you can have a digital representation of you that moves and talks and has your voice, and you don't even have to be there. So yeah, content creation can be crazy. And that's actually why networking and having these interactions and one-on-one is slowly but surely, I'm seeing it seep into the market a little bit more. People are wanting more and more of that. I think, especially after COVID and being locked up, and everybody's on Zoom now, and everything is so digital. People are starting to have live events now. People are starting to travel. People are starting to get together. So again, having those social networks and connecting, having authenticity, communication, exchanging ideas, pouring into each other are all things that will create synergy and benefit you and build up for you. So some of the benefits, I mentioned some, but here they are written down. It connects you with those who can connect you with others, which is absolutely true. I have met with and now know like some of the best, most successful marketers on the planet just from, connecting. And that also helps to build my social profile. So again, in the beginning of this presentation, I told you guys, and one of the ways that you want to differentiate yourself is find out what's your strength or what you compete on, what can you offer or do that nobody else can say the same of. And sometimes it's just you. Like, mind you, I had a client and she's like, well, the difference is me. Like, you get to work with me. I'm this type of person. Nobody else has her exact personality or style or whatever. So sometimes it's just you. But the point is, you want to know what your differentiator is so that you can position yourself as a thought leader or different, not necessarily bigger or better, but different than your competitors, right? That helps you to get influence. Oh, you're not just another marketing company. You're not just another business consultant. You're not just another blah, 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 right? You're not just another affiliate marketing program funnel, right? There's a lot of them. It's like, oh, our funnel does this. Our funnel is quick. It's not clunky. It gives you everything, all this, whatever it is. Anyway, you want to connect and get that out there and talk to people about your service or product. Don't just hide behind digital because there's no feeling around that, but video does help. Relationship building and networking strategies helps you to get more prospects, again, make more contacts. It helps you to make more sales. Obviously, the more people you meet, the more referrals you get, the more recommendations. Because no matter what, guys, like I told you, I would just spend $25,000 a month just on Google Ads. But I guess I would have, no, yeah. Our highest quality leads were always leads that came for referrals. Our highest quality leads were always leads that we didn't have to pay for, right? When I talk to small businesses right now that are doing well and that are not paying any money in advertising, it's all coming from word of mouth, right? So it actually does enable you to make more sales, right? It also provides you with the opportunity to build relationship and reciprocity and exposure to new things and new people, build new bridges. It can help with career advancement. If you need something additional to your business or things change down the line, or you just might need a job temporarily to get some more money to feed into your business, whatever it is, it can definitely help. And then again, like I said, it helps to build your reputation. Sometimes just being seen in the right place or with the right people, you sort of gain authority by association. You have the ability to say that you were with someone, or you were able to name drop, or you came up with this new technique, or this new manufacturing company is working with you. Like, but you have to show up in these places. You have to show up to trade shows. You have to shake hands. You have to be memorable. And again, some people are shy, some people are introverts, so that might not be your thing. So you may want to have a representative for your business So like a brand ambassador or have a partner do it for you, work off of somebody else's strengths. And then to make your networking effective, you want to have your pitch ready. That's why I said the 10 commandments, know your business and to your business be true. Sometimes I will ask people what their business is and they're confused. Well, we do this and we have this product and we do this and we also do this and we have this product for $888, but we have this other product for $72,000. We also have a podcast and we have a production company. It's like, what the hell do you do? It should just like take 30 seconds. It shouldn't last longer than like if you light a match, right? It's basically your business is this. This is what you do. This is the transformation that you provide or the food you provide, whatever. This is you. This is what you do. This is the transformation you provide. This is your ideal audience. And this is your message. I don't need, like when I talk about Mappdom, I don't say we do video marketing and local marketing and social media marketing. Oh, and we also do consulting and we do coaching and we have a class and we'll help you with your podcast and a webinar. I don't do that. Mappdom is very simple. Mappdom marketing strategies solutions. That's what I do. If you ask me what else I do, I provide entrepreneurs with the proper tools and resources they need to market more effectively so that they can be competitive in the marketplace, earn more money, and gain a competitive advantage. Done. Everything else I do, the video marketing, the consulting, the strategy, the blah, 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 falls into that. I help small businesses grow their business, but using the proper tools and marketing they need to gain more revenues, gain a competitive advantage, and leverage themselves in the marketplace. If that's your pitch, you have to have your pitch ready. Not I do this and I do that and we do this and this and this and who we serve, it's very clear. I help small businesses grow their business with the proper marketing tools they need to gain more customers, increase their revenues, whatever. It's all around the same thing. Like I'll mix the pieces around a little bit, but it's all still the foundational stuff. So that is why the first commandment is important, and that's why it's the first commandment. Know thy business, and to thy business be true, be clear, be succinct, be direct, and also let people know what is the benefit that they're getting out of it and who you serve. Make sure that you have all your marketing assets in order. Make sure that your website is working and that the links work, or that you have social media, you're on LinkedIn. Make sure that you have brochures, flyers, business cards. Make sure that you have samples if you have a food product. Make sure that you have a coupon or something to give away. Make sure that you have your marketing assets in order so you are ready right away to make a connection and sale if need be, or a referral. You don't want to be like, oh yeah, my girlfriend down the street is looking for a podiatrist, and you're like, oh man, I have no business cards on me. Or you got to always be prepared. Stay ready, be prepared. I think that's from Girl Guides or Boy Scouts or something like that. Be prepared, never scared, right? Don't be embarrassed. You want to show what's in it for them. You don't want to just go to like take. I have met Gary Vaynerchuk and a bunch of famous people because I have volunteered at conferences. Not only did I want to pay for them, but I'm like, I want to be of service. I want to be in the back area. I don't want to just be sitting in the crowd and showing that value, reciprocity, all those good benefits of it. So, show people what's in it for them. Just don't go take, offer value, volunteer, donate, demonstrate what you do, show what you do before you ask for anything. Gary Vaynerchuk's book is also about that. I think it's called Jab, 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 Right Hook or something. But it means give before you ask, basically. You can go to places like the Chamber of Commerce, where local business people meet to discuss, local business stuff. The BNI, that's called the Business Networking International. That's where different business people or business owners in different sects or industries will get together once a week in the morning at a local coffee shop or something. And it's a commitment that everybody refers everybody else's business in that group to people that they know. So there might be a florist, a lawyer, a marketer, a real estate agent, I don't know, a cremation person, a funeral director, and a consultant, right? And every Thursday at 7:30, they meet up to talk about business, they learn something, whatever. And it's like, well, this week Bob gave me 10 referrals for my floral shop. So they're basically like a network, right? So that's the BNI. Conferences and trade shows, you can get to meet people in the industry, leaders, talk to people, get feedback, find out what isn't working, make connections, trade business cards, etc. Find out trade shows. You can always find out what's new and innovative and evolving in your community. Trade publication events, for example, there's Auto Trader. Auto Trader has an event. That's a trade publication. You might want to go to a trade publication event, or the local Realtors Association if you're a home stager or a construction company. So trade publication events, association events, Eventbrite events, local meetups, local events, like go out to places, be in your community. Again, we talked about organic marketing. There are a lot of a good amount of people that I know, actually. I check in with them every year, see how they're doing, kind of follow their progress. There's one lady, and by the time I had approached her to do business with me, she'd already spent like $10,000 or $20,000 with another coach. I was like, ugh. So I'm like, okay, well, let me know how it goes. If you ever need any other services, we're there for you. She went, and it didn't, she got people on her Facebook page that never converted. She did all of the right things, but was still getting the wrong results. And in our sold system, it teaches you, because people don't go deep enough, or they don't apply these tactics strategically enough. But anyway, followed up with her a few months ago. Hey, Diane, how you doing? Just checking in to see, how business is going. We have a TikTok special. Would you be interested? And she's like, nah, I've kind of changed direction. I'm not actually investing in, marketing or leads anymore. I've decided to kind of be a local hero in my area. She's a dietitian, a nutritionist, a holistic nutrition dietitian person. So instead of her trying to market her business online with funnels and groups and all this kind of stuff, she thought, forget about that noise. Like, a lot of those people didn't even convert. So she goes out there, she talks to people, she shakes hands, she has relationships with other, acupuncturists in the community. And yeah, people are starting to call that a local hero. That's what they're starting to call that. So it's moving away from the digital stuff and just being a local hero. There are marketers that will still go out there and door knock. They'll go to salons, they'll go to nail shops, they'll go to lawyers' offices, and they knock doors and they try to get them to do digital marketing services with them that way, as opposed to just posting on social media where they may not be found. Right? And then, like I said, professional associations, professional networking groups. There's something called First Fridays. That's a black sort of urban professionals group. They get together the first Friday at a local community thing. There's a high-end a high-end networking group there in Toronto called Verity, Verity. And I think it costs, I don't know, $1,000 to $3,000 to $8,000 just to get in. But, people who are paying that money, obviously they have the money, so they're networking with other people that have money. So you kind of have to pay to play. So that's a professional networking group. And then you can, go to corporate events, corporate events. And even though, all this relationship building is important, you can start digitally, like you can, reach out digitally, because obviously it's going to be easier to maybe send 100 text messages or 100 emails in a day than see 100 people, right? So make sure that you are still doing some digital networking, relationship building, and networking strategies. Again, something as simple as having different people on your podcast or being a part of a podcast, that's digital networking. And so, people advise that you reach out to at least 10 people a day. In 2 weeks, that's like 100 people. You should have like one conversion, and you can just always up that. I would also advise that you mark out time in your calendar, from Monday to 9 to 11, or Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. You're going to send out messages, you're going to direct message people, you're going to, and not bother them. Not like, hey, I'm reaching out to you to buy my service. Follow them on their social media, follow them on their blogs, and talk about that. Hey, I saw your social media post, or I saw your blog. Just wanted to tell you it was really cool. If you ever need any SEO services, I'm here. That's it. The first touch point is always just a reach out. Hi, I just want to connect. I don't want to sell you anything. I'm just acknowledging you, one human being to another. If we end up doing business together down the line, that would be great. But this is just one human to another human saying hello. Like that should be your digital marketing strategy, not, oh, we provide virtual assistants and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I can't even tell you how many random pitch emails I get every day. I'm like, I don't even know you. You're a random email. Why would I just book an appointment with you when I'm so busy? Or why would I spend money with you? Like you're filling up my inbox and you're harassing me. So don't go in with that strategy. And then lastly, toolkits. Again, you can go and look for AI to do, just look for an AI tool that does market planning. There are a bunch of them. I don't even know the names to tell you, and they change all the time. So me telling you wouldn't really make much sense anyway. And you can also do something as simple as an Excel sheet. I still use an Excel sheet where, you know, I've got January, February, March, April, May, all the way to December. What we're focusing on January, we're focusing on video marketing. What we're focusing on February is we're focusing on local marketing. What we're focusing on March is on mobile marketing. What we're focusing on April is in analytics, right? I just have a simple Excel sheet. And then on the side, I may have something like content offer, webinar, promo, webinar. So each, week or whatever, I know what I'm posting. But again, that's why one of the commandments, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the sixth one maybe, is don't just commit off the cuff marketing or ad hoc marketing, which is like one-off marketing. Don't just be like, oh, I better post something today. What should I post? Okay, I posted something. That's never going to be effective for you, and it's effectively a waste of your time. You really need to take the time to sit down, plan, set your objectives, do your differentiators, and like just start to map up a plan. And tell yourself it's going to take a couple of weeks, a couple of Sundays for 2 months, but you're going to get it done. Or you're going to be like, that's it. I'm not leaving the bedroom or the office or the house this weekend. From the time I wake up at 7 o'clock until I go to bed at 1 a.m. on, Monday morning, I'm getting this damn plan done. Like whatever it is, set aside the time to get it done. And that is it for me with a few minutes to spare. We have 7 minutes to take any questions. I'm going to stop sharing. And let me see what's in the chat. Okay. Oh yeah, we got a lot of questions in the chat. Oh, Dripify. Okay, I think because Natalie, this is being recorded, our chat is also recorded. So I will reply to these because I'm actually starting to lose my voice, and I got this podcast at 1 o'clock and I gotta eat lunch. So, but yes, Natalie, I will hand the ball over to you. If anybody wants to, just tell me if they had any takeaways or if they learned anything. I'm always really appreciative of the feedback.
Yes, Samir, please go ahead.
Thank you very much for the flooding us with all this information.
It's a lot. Yeah, I know it's a lot.
I feel I need 1 month to digest all this stuff.
Yeah.
And this is my question actually on my comment. That's what prevents us from marketing. If we don't, so my question, if I don't have time to all of this, what at least I should do?
Video marketing.
Video
marketing. That's it.
That's
Take your phone, leave a video, post it somewhere. That's it. Just start there.
Okay. Another question related. If I want to make 1-page marketing plan, what you advise me to put in it?
That's a great question. I would say the first 4 commandments. So who you are, the top half, who you are, what you offer, your competitors and your differentiating factors, and then maybe who you think your target audience is. And then let's say you're going to do video, and say you're going to do video for this market on LinkedIn, YouTube, and whatever. Just pick one person, one strategy, or 2 people and 2 strategies. So video for sure. And then if you want to do written content, take that video, transcribe it, get written content, put that in your blog. always start with video and then pick 1 or 2 market sectors to go after so you can test. Oh, this market responds better, or these guys buy more. So just really short where you're gonna market and to whom and your message. And that's it. That's a 1-pager right there.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I'll take one more if there's one more. Yeah. Any takeaways? Is there anything that you guys learned that you didn't hear before that was new or mind blowing? No?
I mean, there were obviously a lot of takeaways. You're
There's a
still
lot.
digesting them.
Well, as long as you found it informative, and I can guarantee that you won't find this information, this comprehensive, like anywhere. There's nothing that other than Access that I know that has all of these elements combined. And again, it's just meant to be that platform to get you started, and there's like nothing missed. It's kind of like your Bible you can always refer to. That's funny that I said Bible because I have the 10 Commandments. Yes.
Oh, full circle. Here we go.
There you go. There you
All
go.
right. Oh, Nakimbe, you're such a shining light. So thank you so
Okay.
much. Yes, for being with us today, and for sharing your knowledge and wisdom with our participants. It's always a
I put
pleasure.
my email there.
Yes.
So
Oh, awesome. Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Some
Yeah.
of these guys wanted a recording. Natalie, I don't know if you guys do or do that. You whatever, it's up to you.
No.
But okay, no, it's just for me.
No.
All right.
Just for you. Yeah. For
All right.
your
But they
for
do
your
have
self-reflection.
copies of the
That's right.
They have
The
copies of the
actual
paper.
handout.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
For sure.
Yeah, you guys
For
can
sure.
always follow me online. I have lots of great tips on there too. So yay!
Amazing.
All right, guys. Thank you,
Yahoo!
Natalie. Guys,
Oh,
good luck
one
with your
second.
program. Yeah.
Before you leave, I'm just going to make myself host so we don't lose.
Ooh.
There we go. Aha. And then I'm going to actually stop the recording.
Okay.